Anything Future really is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Future's a dog.
Thinking about them licks I
Such a
hit,
dog.
I had to. Thinking
He's been in the
about
game
if you
for
was
so
here, I
long
had
now,
to.
too. Like, he is.
Yeah.
DJ Esco.
I mean, the amount of platinum
Savage.
records he has is probably stupid. 1, 2, 3.
Gon' roll it up, my nigga. Roll
Bro,
up,
he's like
jump out the car,
17
squeeze the
official
trigger.
albums. Not even
Gon'
counting like
roll it
mixtapes.
up, my nigga.
Wow,
Roll
that's a
up,
lot of
hop
music.
out the car, squeeze the
Most of the
trigger.
shit's like,
I
let's
can hear the
go.
purple collar.
Caleb with the
I
sub,
can
let's
hear
go,
the
man.
Turkish collar.
Wake up.
I can hear
Oh,
the
I
purple
need to
collar.
stretch.
I can hear the Xannies coming. I can hear them perks coming.
Oh,
I can hear the words coming.
got kind of lightheaded.
I can hear the streets coming. I can hear the streets coming.
Hello, Ramble Nation.
Thinking about them licks I hit, I had to. Thinking about the viewers, I had you.
Alice and Rose.
Thinking about that cash like it's fast food. I'm thinking about this cash like it's fast food. I'm paying all my tithes, receiving bad news.
Bad news.
Lord forgive me for my sins, I know this cash rule. Everything around me turn to fast food. Standing in the cold, ain't got no blanket. These hoes always getting exposed, ain't got home training.
Wow.
And when I push up in their rows, and I'm still
Football
drinking.
beef.
Went from standing over
What up, my man?
stoves to the tour
Thanks.
bus. Stayed down 10 toes, board the G5. So much yellow
drum.
gold on me like a
Hop out
beehive.
the car.
Started rocking ball moms
DJ.
like they Levi's. Overtime the booth is like a gold
E-Rain.
ride. I served in
Donnie Donnie
Alabama like roll
What's up,
tide.
Ho?
The coolest
I can
DJ
hear
in
the
the
purple
What
world.
up, baby?
I can hear the Perkins.
Dude, Hefe, yes. Today's the
I can hear
day.
purple coming.
Today is the day.
I can
Thank
hear
you.
the Xannies coming.
Nah, it is.
I can hear them perks coming.
It is.
I can hear the words coming.
Jackson
I can hear
Hayes.
the streets
I
coming.
bet.
I can hear the streets coming. Aquafina water got me
Got me
glistening.
glistening.
When I whip that beamer, can't you picture me rolling? Fuck you pussy niggas, ain't
Damn,
no
I
Oh
wish
my
there was a
God.
gambling stream at 9:40 a.m.
Boy, do we have news for you.
Hey, DJ! Let's go, Hunk. Let's go, man. Appreciate you. That's awesome. Starting off today hot. DJ and Caleb. Let's go.
Hey, DJ, I'm happy you just found out what I'm gonna do. That's gonna be,
I need better thoughts. I
gonna be
need
a great
better
time in your life.
Shout out to DJ fan for digging in the Team Total bag last night.
I need more advice and ain't got no time.
What a sweat
Hustling,
that
doing
was.
right,
Good
feel like I
lord.
waited a lifetime. Weigh up both sides, cause your life ain't like mine. Pay me
DJ.
no mind, I ain't paying no fine. Everything I did was for my hood this whole time. I'm talking this whole
Yo,
time. For my
Moneyball?
hood this whole time. Gotta take
Passing
advantage, gotta
DJen?
learn how to take
I mean,
advantage.
I can see
dog.
DJen being an
Sold a
actor,
golf
like,
cart,
in a
I go and
commercial
buy
for
a
sure.
ballpark. Drove a stolen car, now my car push start. I'm from the
Wow,
apartments, a
insane.
crib big like Walmart.
Good morning,
I can hear
everybody.
the purple collar. I can hear the Perkins collar.
Someone
I
sub
can
bang
hear the
beef,
purple
man.
collar. I can hear the Xannies collar. I can hear them perks collar. I can hear the words collar. I can hear the
Get
streets
sponsored
calling.
today, sweep today, get 10 sponsors
can
next
hear
week,
the
repeat.
streets
I like that. I like that idea.
Roll it up, man.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Jump out
How we
the car,
doing?
squeeze
How we
the
doing?
trigger.
Welcome to Ramble Saturday. As you guys know the drill by now. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? The chat is bumping early today. Appreciate you, DJ. Appreciate you, Caleb. You guys rock. Yeah, as you can see, sponsored today. Play Profit X has been generous enough to sponsor streams moving forward. So shout out them. Shout out Ramble Saturday. Shout out Steak. A lot of big things coming. Appreciate you coming on, Steak. Royal, how you guys doing?
Yes, sir.
Wild.
Good. A lot of good games today. This feels like one of the best Saturday slates we've had in a little bit. And I don't want to toot our own horn, but I think we deserve some W's, some claps, and chat. Combined as a unit, us three made over 60 units in January. How about that? All verified on the Action app. Come
All
on,
verified.
man. You got to
Let's go.
celebrate the wins. You got to stay even
That's
keeled,
insane.
but that's kind of awesome from the three of us. That's fucking awesome, man. All verified, no bullshit, no 2-unit bullshit plays.
Yeah, I still change my odds.
You
Don't
know,
worry.
no deleted plays.
Found a loophole.
Nothing posted after the game started. All legit, all real, all transparent. Over 60 units in January. I mean, that's fucking awesome, guys. Steak, you're the man. Royal, you killed it as well. Let's transfer all that energy into February. I just wanted to call that out because I was sitting on the toilet this morning looking at your guys' action, and I was like, how about that, man? That's a feat in itself. So starting off 2025 really well.
Let's go.
Beeve, are we serious, brother? You're gonna disrespect Budman like that? That is not the signature we use when we address Budman. Look at that.
Yeah.
Try again, bud.
Come on, Beeve.
It's a very small but important distinction.
Come on, Beeve.
Yeah. As always, we guys need you dropping perspectives in chat, telling us if we're wrong, telling us if we're right, glazing us a little bit. That would help too. That would be pretty nice. But a ton of games to go through, so I guess we'll just kick it off. Anything you got to say, Steak, Royal, before we get started?
Well, I was going to say I have a – there you go, Beef. I have a play for Hovey, but I don't think he could fucking take it in New York. That's the problem.
In the St. John's game?
Yeah, I like the big man, but I don't think he could bet props.
Well, perfect little transition because that's one of the first two games we got to talk about. Apparently, we have a Beeve appearance potentially happening. I know he's in chat, and I'd give the chances of that happening maybe 10%, but he does have the link in his pocket, so be on the lookout for that. Florida, Tennessee. So I guess I'll just set the scene for this game. Tennessee burnt a lot of people in that last matchup. I think felt like the entire planet was on it on a short slate versus a Kentucky team that lived and died by the three. And as we know, Tennessee at that point was the number one ranked defense in terms of three-point percentage in the country. Looked like a good spot on paper. Looked like a good bounce back for Tennessee against a mediocre, I think, in a lot of people's eyes, Kentucky team to last year or previous years. This is a spot where it feels a little bit uglier. I haven't gotten there yet. I think we can all agree that the spot here is Tennessee. If I were going to play this, I would definitely look at Florida team total under. That's how I would play it. So as I said in the past, man, this Tennessee offense can really stall out. And trusting them to score is just brutal. I mean, we saw it last game. I know it's recency bias a bit, but going 10 for 41 from the three is pretty brutal. This feels like a spot you could probably back their offense and just kind of no brain take the spread here, but I haven't gotten there. What are you guys thinking? I mean, we got Florida at their team total. They've hit it in every game this year. Pretty sure it's at 70.5, 71.5. Or 69.5. I haven't looked at what the books dropped it. I just was doing the math in my head, but team total's low for a reason. I mean, it's Tennessee's defense. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, pretty much nailed it. Spots Tennessee, right? But man, something's holding me back. I don't know what it is. I think it's just fading Florida is not easy. I mean, that team is so fucking good, but dude, that total stinks. Like, I don't know if we're ever going to see a Florida total near that line again, unless it's like Houston or something. And yeah, the team total definitely scares me. Like you said, they hit in every single game. Dude, watching Tennessee try and score is painful. Like, you're pretty much just begging Ziegler and Lanier and all these guys to nail their shots, and they've not been doing that. So maybe today's the day, but I couldn't get there. I didn't want to lay 5 at this point. I mean, 3.5 maybe, but I think it's a little too fat now for me.
I laid 3 yesterday kind of because I knew this was going to happen, but I'm going to be honest with you. If I woke up today, hadn't placed my bet yet, and I saw 5, I would say I don't know that I can lay 5. And I feel like with these exact type of lines, this keeps happening. Oh, is that real? Ziegler just got rolled out?
Dang. Oh, better's better, yeah.
You might be able to get
Espresso wouldn't fake bang.
You might be able to get Tennessee back closer to 3 then. That line's got to move some, right?
I would assume so. I mean, but at the same time, this guy went 1 for 10 last game.
Yeah,
this is kind of like an addition of subtraction for me. Yeah, dead ass. I mean,
his defense is nasty though.
I've never seen a guy so bad at shooting the 3 ball chuck so many. I mean, I don't know what he's
a big name player too.
I feel like that comes down to coaching too. I don't know what he's doing out there. I mean, he just keeps chucking, and he's had the last shot I think in the last 2 games, both being 3 attempts. I just don't really understand it.
Doesn't it feel like he's been there for like 7 years too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had the COVID year and the redshirt year.
COVID year, oh my god.
Yeah, so he's an old soul. I don't see anything he's officially out, but I will trust Chad.
There was like 5 or 6. Yeah, I don't think they were trolling.
Yeah. What I was going to say, though, is if you believe in Tennessee, which I do, I think they're going to win this game. I do think it'll be right around that 5 number, which sucks, but let's all be honest with each other. Tennessee is not beating the Gators in a shootout, and we all know that. So if you even lean Tennessee, you certainly have to believe this game goes under, which I do. I actually think for your money at this point at 9:49 in the morning, the under would be your best play probably.
Yeah, I mean, like Royal mentioned it, like you mentioned it. I mean, the lowest total that the Florida has seen other than playing Virginia, and we know what Virginia looks like this year, so that's really saying something. Only 8 or 9 point difference. I believe it was 133 in that game versus Virginia, and it went over.
And they can't fucking score.
Pretty interesting. Yeah, no, they can't. Prov St. John's, you guys got thoughts on this?
I mean, sidewise, no. I definitely would lean St. John's a tad bit just because of the close game last time, but I don't really want to lay 14 with St. John's now. So I do like their big man, Luis or Lewis, probably Luis, but I like him. I think he gets it done today. Prov small down low, and I just think they put on a show at home. Simple as that.
I don't think anybody could stomach laying 13.5 points with St. John's. I know Providence is terrible, but man, I don't think anybody is trying to get to the counter with St. John's minus 13.5. That's a very uncomfortable number.
Yep.
Yeah,
they're nasty too. Like they're capable of it. It's just, I just still don't want to. Like, that team's fucking good.
I somewhat agree. I would just be hesitant just because Prov just sucks, man. Nobody believes in this team.
They do.
I don't know. This line doesn't feel egregious to me, but at the same time, I see what you guys are saying. Someone mentioned the under. I think they were talking about the under in this game. Where did that last matchup end up at? 72-70, 142 was the total. Pushed, or depending on the number probably of what you got, either hit or didn't. Now we're seeing 144. Could the over be enticing?
Night and day from back.
I mean, St. John's shot 17% from 3 in that game. Still put up 72 points. Could be a decent spot to back St. John's on the team total now that I'm thinking about it, and it seems like it could be somewhat unobvious because Providence has that defense tag. So I'd be curious. This 72. I'm doing the math. St. John's team totals are probably at 79. Coming off a 66-point game, 79. Ooh, I kind of love this. I think St. John team total is what I'm leaning towards. I don't think anyone wants to take that against this Providence team. This total's high. 79? I mean, when's the last time Providence has allowed 80 points? Let's look. So St. John's has been under that number in 4 straight. Providence has held Seton Hall, Georgetown, Villanova. Creighton was the last team in Creighton when they scored 84. So 3 straight games of holding opponents under that and holding St. John's to under that in their last matchup at 72. Oof, I kind of love this team total over. I can't lie. I'm talking myself into it.
Gets you away from having to back that spread too.
Yep, especially with how St. John's has been covering recently. We don't want to mess with that. So I like that team total. I sign off on that. I'll have to get someone else to bet it since. Oh wait, no.
No, you can. They're New Jersey.
Right.
Or, sorry,
whenever I bet Big East, I think I can't bet it. MJ, heard you got a Hellcat. That would be correct. I have 2. Thank you guys for the subs, by the way. You guys finance that.
Real quick before we start, just didn't want this to get lost.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah,
Here.
that was.
Oh,
It's in this game. That's why.
I don't know how long games stay, but I have a pod TT inspired by MJ. Let's go. Pitt is playing in a game with a total of 138. Wake has been stinky and feisty at home. Give me Pitt TT under. Love it. I love it, DJ. And I actually wrote it down as a lean. I ended up taking Wake Forest on the money line. But I love Pittsburgh TT over or under. Exactly what you said. Pitt is a team. I mean, we've seen their offense. It goes strictly through their guards. Leggett and I'm forgetting the other name. Can someone? Yes. But that's where all their offense comes from. And Wake Forest is good.
It's the same person, by the way. You're
yes,
thinking of low.
I thought you were trolling.
No, low or whatever.
Wake Forest's defense is no slouch. So I feel like this is a game Pitt gets kind of goes on the road and gets slapped in the mouth. Obviously not to the extent of Duke when they went on the road, but Wake is a sneaky good defense. That's what they hang their hat on. I believe they're top 25 in the country. So I don't mind that at all. Don't mind it at all. But at the same time, Pitt's offense has looked pretty shitty recently. I know that the box score kind of doesn't represent it, but I think I was on their team total either the last game or the game before. Didn't come through. But I do like the look, and I ended up just taking Wake on the money line. I think -134 is what I got it at. But yeah,
Well, if you want to know why it didn't come through last game, I can tell
I
you.
like that. Why?
So I bet on a certain player on Wake Forest, and that motherfucker postered the shit out of somebody and got ejected for it.
Oh my!
Oh, that's great.
That would be Hunter Salas. He is going to do terrible things to that defense. I don't know why last night it was 17.5 plus 100. It's at 20.5 now, so I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, definitely love Wake today in every fashion.
Cool. So what angle did you end up going with?
I just added the money line now. Don't love the -130 is probably the best I'm gonna get at this point, but I'm just gonna ride with that honestly. I don't want to deal with all that shit.
Okay. Steak, thoughts?
I like DJ Seljob actually.
Yeah.
I think I might like the under in this game as much as I like a side, so I could probably get behind that Pittsburgh team total under look. I think that's actually a good look.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a solid look because Pittsburgh, like I said, I mean, it's two guys that are making most of the production for them. And outside of that, I think Wake Forest can scheme up a pretty good game plan to make things happen. I mean, their team total's at 68.5. They've gone over in pretty much every game except for 3 this year. One when they were on the road versus Miss State, another one versus Duke when we know, I mean, that's somewhat of an outlier, right? So, yeah, I think that's a nice line read from DGen there. Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Washington, Minnesota.
Wake Creamer.
Yeah, dude, and Royal, you said you had a lean in St. John's prop or something?
Yeah, it was Luis.
Did you talk about it? I didn't mean
The
to
big
say
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he's like their forward.
Okay,
I said center accidentally, but same shit.
First thing I think of, tell me if I'm wrong, seeing Minnesota lay points, I know it's Washington, but laying 5, I mean, who the hell wants to take Minnesota laying 5? I mean, other than beef. I mean, that's my first thought. I think Minnesota's the side, but at the same time, no one's really
note too.
Who's really betting Washington at the same time. So I can't really get a read for this game. Washington is horrendous. They are horrendous. So
the thing is, Minnesota's been competitive. Obviously, they weren't competitive against Michigan State in that last game, but up until then, they won some games they shouldn't win. They took teams to overtime. But I guess my question is, when's the last time Minnesota was favored in a game?
When they played Morgan State.
I was going to say, against the reputable school. None of that bullshit.
I got to be honest, man, and this is probably a bad read, but I have to say it anyways because I've watched Minnesota. They remind me of a team who shows up as an underdog when no one believes in them, and then when they're 5-point favorites and everyone expects them to win, they let a complete fucking stinker. And I would not be surprised today if they lost this game to Washington for no reason at all.
Royal, thoughts?
I agree. It's just, I mean, Washington is so fucking bad, but
they're horrible.
It's probably why they cover. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to lay 5 Minnesota, bro. I understand the spot, or the line, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Beav is on Minnesota. I'd love for him to come up here and say something. Someone goes, okay, Wake Forest podcast.
Dude, Washington is god awful.
All right, let's keep going. Nothing.
Yeah, no mid majors on
Ooh,
Saturdays.
my boys.
Have you bet mid majors on Saturdays?
Ooh, sorry.
I bet a few, but definitely I don't.
Bro, that shit does not hit. That shit does not hit on
sharp shit. Definitely doesn't hit in mid majors.
No.
All right, y'all can go ahead and break my heart. Go ahead,
Roy.
I'll
break
be
my
honest.
heart.
I mean,
go ahead and break my poor little heart.
yeah, I mean, this line's getting big. It's just like it's kind of an obvious bounce back for Mississippi State, but yeah, I mean, I'm not on them, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I don't love this spot for Mississippi State.
I want to square up and take Missouri. To be honest with you, I mean, I've been glazing Missouri all year, and for me, this is purely a basketball brain and long term, like what I see the SEC conference unfolding as. I think Miss State is the team at a higher precipice than Missouri that's going to come down in terms of rankings. And I think Missouri is a team that's going to go up in terms of rankings. I love the way that they play together. I love the coach for Missouri. And you can't really teach heart or grit. And if you've watched Missouri basketball, that's all they do. And obviously have some great shooters to go along with it. Is this line fat? I don't know, because Missouri hasn't gotten much respect pretty much all year. Seeing Miss State laying 6.5 at home, the spot is definitely Miss State, but Mizzou is a team that I believe in long term. So, Steak, what were you going to say?
Wasn't Mississippi State minus 5.5 at home against Kentucky?
Correct.
Bro, I mean, I just want to say it. Mississippi State sucks.
I
How do they
know.
get this much line respect?
Yeah.
Every fucking day they're sharp. Who did they just play? Was it Alabama or was it Auburn?
Alabama. And like, I know they lost, but that's a game that they got up for 84-88. That's a high energy. Their tank is empty. And Missouri is a team that likes to fly, and they can really get out ahead of teams. Like we saw with Florida. If you don't start the game in tip-top shape, Missouri will take advantage of you, and they'll be up by 10 before you know it. And I really see Missouri winning this game outright. Like I'm sorry, but like, when will people start to believe in this Mizzou team? I might be going too far. I've been doing it all year, but this is my dark horse in the SEC, and they've been proving me right all season long. I don't see why they can't do it again versus Miss State, who's in an obvious bounce back spot where everyone faded Alabama at home, when in reality that line, you could argue, was extremely short. You can't make that line any shorter. You're not going to make Alabama favored in Miss State. No. To me, I think Miss State, I don't think anybody thinks they can lose back-to-back home games, and I love the spot, to be honest.
I think this might be the most overvalued team in the SEC versus the most undervalued team in the SEC. I'm tired of seeing Mississippi State be big favorites or even favorites against Alabama. I think that's crazy. I would have no problem with you backing Missouri. I'm definitely not taking Mississippi State. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, line screams.
Only reason that Bama game was competitive is Josh Hubbard had a career high. Like, he was just chucking threes. That they played terrible. Me and Jeff were high on them. Like, probably I think it was over a month ago by now. But dude, they don't look remotely good. I guess that's the one thing that kind of scares me. It's like, I mean, you saw in chat, because I agree. I'm kind of out on them too, right here. So maybe it's like, maybe this is the one when everyone's out on them, but I kind of think they're more public than we think too.
I think they are, because no one respects Missouri, man.
I think it's like I don't want to say diehard, but like CBB fans are out on this team, but like,
and
I've heard see this as a fat line, you know.
People talking about that Florida game for Missouri too. Everyone thinks that's a fluke win, and Florida was just playing like they all had COVID. I mean, they were playing completely out of body. I mean, they looked like, I don't even know what to say. I mean, Florida looked like a team that hasn't stepped on a basketball court in that game, and Caleb Grill looked like Steph Curry. So like, people think that game's an anomaly, and I think Missouri is a real deal. And I'm gonna die on that hill this year. So
didn't they beat someone else good outright?
Missouri.
Yeah,
they lost to Texas, which was their really bad win or bad loss. But after the Florida game, people tried to fade them with Arkansas, and then they just recently beat Ole Miss.
Yeah, those are good wins.
Yeah.
No, they're definitely good. They got fucking hoopers. They have Perkins, right? He doesn't really play for them as much. I mean, he was mad good on Iowa last year.
I just don't understand why this team isn't getting more respect. Like, you look at the losses. I mean, at Auburn, at Memphis in the season opener, and then at Texas in a really tough spot after you beat Florida and Arkansas. Like, this team's a real deal, and I don't understand why no one's coming around to them yet. Yeah, it feels like so.
Agree.
I think it's a combination of how good the SEC is, and they don't have they obviously have good players, but they don't have that big name player. Where Mississippi State, for whatever reason, I mean, Hubbard's a bigger name, and then obviously Bama, you got Sears, and they're just more known program. Kentucky, like, it's very top heavy, and like even teams like Ole Miss, bro, like Ole Miss is good, but same thing, they don't have that star player. Like, they don't really get respect or media hype either.
Who do you think is better, Ole Miss or Missouri? In a lot of people's eyes. Chat, you can answer too.
Ole Miss. In a lot of people's eyes. In my eyes, Missouri probably.
I agree. And they're laying the same exact number they were laying against Ole Miss. So there's two ways to look at it. Miss State gets a lot of respect, in terms of line, and Missouri doesn't. Mizzou 100%. I mean, I think at this point, I mean, a lot of people in the stream think Mizzou, but
Yeah.
I would say the common viewer thinks Ole Miss. All right, we can move on. Creighton, Villanova. Steak, I know you have a play in this game. I'm not touching it personally, but I'll let you kind of take the floor.
There's not much to say. I should probably stop fading Creighton. I took Xavier, which I really think was the right play. I feel like Xavier was in that game. Literally, the game was tied or a one-possession game for 35 minutes, and then the last 5, Creighton pulled away. I'm going to take one more stab at fading Creighton on the road. They're obviously, like most teams, a lot worse on the road. They've been really hot, and Villanova wouldn't be the exact team I'd want in this position to take my last stab at fading Creighton, but that line looks like Villanova gets this done outright, so I took Villanova money line.
Doesn't this game reminds me of the UConn game earlier in the year? Does it not? A little bit.
UConn, Villanova?
Yes, when Villanova was extremely sharp, at a fairly priced. It was at -1, moved to -2.5 in that game. I'm just so scared of fading Creighton, man. That's the only thing. I mean, I agree with you. The spot definitely says Nova here, and I wouldn't be surprised if they win this game by double digits with how well Creighton's been playing on an absolute tear. At the same time, are people bought back in on Creighton? That's the one thing I'm wondering, and I don't know if they are yet. I don't know if they are.
I think more in than out, I guess, is a good way to put it.
I mean, let's be real. You look at these last few wins for Creighton. I mean, how sold are people? I mean, you get Xavier, a team that – do people really believe in Xavier that much long-term this season? No. Seton Hall, DePaul, UConn, Prov, Butler. It's just like, I don't know. I understand Nova, and maybe that's more reason to bet Nova is because the comp that they've been playing as of recently isn't the best. Like, maybe I just think Big East basketball, honestly, is on somewhat of a decline compared to last year. It's a bit top-heavy, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it's extremely top-heavy. The Big East this year? I think so.
I don't know about that. Georgetown, St. John's are more competitive. Like a lot of the shittier teams.
Creighton and Marquette are by far the 3 best teams.
Georgetown fell off.
I guess decline because, I mean, Marquette and UConn, like, well, I guess Marquette kind of is, but they were obviously bigger last year with
after Marquette, St. John's, UConn. You can throw UConn in at the 4th slot. After that, it's a severe drop off in this conference.
Maybe like less hype because UConn isn't that dominant team, maybe.
And no one thought Creighton was going to be any good with that injury to Pop Isaacs too. But I agree with you. I'm not touching anything. I feel like I'm dying on a Creighton hill by the way I'm talking, but I like your guys' read. I just can't personally get there.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm done fading them after this.
It's disgusting, but I actually do like Nova in that spot. It feels like Creighton puts up a stinker.
Dixon points. Have I missed the big announcement yet? Big announcement is we are partnered with Play Profit X. Pretty cool service. We'll get into it next stream more so. This is kind of just the announcement stream, but yeah, shout out Profit X, man. You can use our code. I think it's code Ramble, I believe. We're still getting some things set up on our end, but yeah, man, that's the sponsorship. Shout out them for partnering with us. All right. Arizona State. Thoughts here. In-state matchup. ASU has been a weird team. I mean, they played extremely competitive. That one game against Kansas was a game that stood out to me is in terms of them being so competitive in the first half and then falling apart in the second half, I think scoring like sub 20 points. Can't really get a read on this ASU team, really. Coming off a win against really bad Colorado, where I think a lot of people paid -140 to back a Buffs team in a sharp spot after losing, 6 or 7 in a row, I believe. But what are your guys' thoughts here? I don't know what to make of this game. The line feels correct.
It's kind of disgusting. I mean, you have, I guess, red-hot Arizona. A couple wins and covers, but not against great comp aside from Iowa State. So, like, it's kind of a letdown for them, but at the same time, man, Arizona State, man, I'm lost in this game as well.
I would say take everything we know about Arizona in the games they show up for and Caleb Love, and then tell me you couldn't picture this just being a straight stinker for them.
Yeah, I
It's
mean the
kinda
spot
wild.
definitely screams Arizona State with that overtime performance against Iowa State, right?
It really feels like it. I don't know if it's too obvious, and I obviously understand the rivalry aspect, but God, this just feels like one of those games where you're watching 10 minutes in and you're like, did Arizona get off the bus? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. You could even make an argument the total seems a bit high. What is Arizona State's team total if I'm doing the math?
Yeah, they usually have lower
146,
totals, right? 'Cause their defense
73.
is good.
So their team total is probably sitting at 70 or 71.5. It's gone under the last 4 games, coming off a pretty rock fighty game versus Colorado, and then Iowa State getting clamped, and then West Virginia. We might be onto something here. Playing, 3 really good defenses. I know Cincinnati's terrible, but at Cincinnati, it's a good defense, putting up 60 points. Then at West Virginia, another good defense, 65. Then playing Iowa State, 61. Then playing a really bad Colorado team, probably in somewhat of a look-ahead spot to this game, playing Arizona at home. So kind of going through the motions and barely squeaking out a win against Colorado. This might be their offense clicking. This is a team that put up, 42 points against Kansas in the first half, that one game that I was mentioning, and then put up 13 in the second half when they made adjustments. They're definitely capable. Scary, but I think team total for Arizona State would be the best way to go about it.
I can't disagree.
Yeah. Honestly, I kind of like that more, to be honest with you. Because if Arizona's on, which I don't think they are, but if they are, Arizona State isn't covering. But
ASU won their last
they
game,
could
by the way.
score. Good score on them. Definitely like that better.
ASU's won 2 out of their last 3. What else are people saying? Arizona State covers. Also, ASU hasn't covered their TT. Oh, there we go. Someone said it already. Beautiful. MJ never seen a team totally didn't like. Okay. Fucking dickhead.
Oh, it's fucking McKiffin. A little rat.
This one's one of the shortest lines of the day, in my opinion.
Yeah, I looked at the understate. Go ahead, though. What do you like about it?
I meant just like it's disgustingly short. Yeah, if you're still clicking those buttons in college basketball, this one feels short. Clemson's been balling. Obviously, NC State hasn't been very good, and I just don't see any reason that this spread couldn't have been Clemson -7, 7.5, even on the road. I don't know how crazy NC State's home court advantage is, but that line is just stinky as fuck to me.
You already know what I'm going to say.
You're going to say Clemson team total under.
Come on. Fire it up. Fire it up. No, I'm just doing that to piss off chat. But I do kind of like it. I can't lie.
I kind of do too.
Like it. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a low total.
It is a low total. It's Clemson's lowest total of the entire year, actually. That's why I have the full game under written down. But it might be sharper to just take Clemson team total. Royal, do you have thoughts on this? Clemson's going to be sitting at a number. They've probably went over, except for that game they played at Louisville. If I'm doing the math really quickly, 68 they'll be at today.
The one thing that I guess scares, I do agree it's short, but what was the last game we saw at NC State? Prime time.
Duke?
Yeah.
True.
I think under is the best look because they shot the fucking lights out.
Yeah, that's a good point. That was the last game NC State played?
I think, wasn't it Tuesday, right?
Thank you for reminding me. That's probably why I wrote down the full game under last night.
Yeah, we were talking about last night. They shot lights out versus fucking Duke.
Yeah, I think full game under 132.5. I think is the best way to go about it. Slam them both in there. Yeah, because you're right. They shot. Against Duke, putting up 64. You're like, oh, it's 64 points, but that is pretty impressive for this NC State team. Their team total was 25.5 in the first half. Beeve was on their spread and team total. Shout out to him. That was insane read. But I agree, Ro. I thank you for mentioning that. I like that.
Are they talking about WWE?
Royal Rumble?
I assume so. I'm sorry, I'm not the guy for that.
No, I think it's just Batgirls and F80. What
I'm
kind
late.
of
Did I miss any pie jobs? Yeah,
what kind
wait.
of outfit would you wear for
For
fucking Royal
WWE?
Rumble? Yeah, dude.
If I was in it, like wrestling gear?
Yeah, I'm wearing like a Nacho Libre mask for sure.
I don't
I'm
know.
wearing bright colored spandex pants.
I was gonna say I kind of like the pants, to be honest.
And like
I
a
don't like
leather
the,
jacket with like the
I don't like the
hanging
trunks
wings.
too much.
Let's go. They wouldn't let anyone with that hairline in the Rumble, man. He's okay. Come on, bro.
Favorite wrestler growing up before we move on? Who was it?
I'm forgetting the guy who wore the Nacho Libre mask. Oh, Rey Mysterio. Yeah, Rey Mysterio or the Undertaker.
Yeah.
I know it's bad. I'm gonna let everybody down, but I didn't watch wrestling, dude.
I
Really?
didn't watch it either. Really, I just like those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched it growing up. Yeah, mine was probably
You
Undertaker,
were
honestly.
actually like an avid fan of wrestling, bro.
When I was like 8, 9 years old. Yeah, like
Like
it got
you're like in your room doing the moves, like, oh yeah.
Not that, but let's just say when some people would lose, I'd get pissed. It's like that's how much I like. Not that I was like reenacting moves and shit, but
You were definitely doing some moves.
Fortunately was a little too young for Stone Cold, man.
All right, Drake. Anything? They're a wagon, man.
It's fucking
Yo.
short again, right?
Hey, yo. That's
Leslie
crazy.
Fade Drake's been sharp a lot recently.
Yeah, fading him exactly. This is another spot though for sure. Southern Illinois is pretty fucking awful. Drake just covered for everyone last game, and you're back to it. I don't really want to fade Drake. I don't see this making my card, but Southern Illinois definitely is the sharp play.
Yep. They won what? How many straight now? 7 straight. It looks like. Yeah. Auburn Miss. This is an interesting game. I was in the court with Money yesterday, and the entire time he was saying his gut is telling him Auburn drops this game. I somewhat lean Ole Miss. I can't lie. I mean, this line's been flat at -5.5, and the thing that really stands out to me is the fact that it hasn't moved. Auburn's spreads this year, it feels like to me, I've bet on Auburn quite a bit this year. It feels like their spreads tend to move every single game at least a point in their favor. I could be wrong, but I've just gotten that impression from Auburn when I bet them this year. I mean, they went from 6.5 to 7.5 against Miss State with no Broom, and then Tennessee, I believe, they opened up at 5.5 to 6.5. This is weird to me. Auburn's coming off a game where they just throttled LSU, and I would say somewhat of a square spot. I was on their team total, and they shot lights out. They're doing whatever they wanted with LSU's defense, but kind of feels like a spot where Ole Miss can play competitive, more defensively, but I don't know. I don't know if I can really have the stones to fade Auburn. Like, I don't really want to pay to find out type of thing.
That's exactly where I'm at, to be honest. And I know they covered versus LSU, but that game was a lot more competitive and closer than it says. LSU was up a good amount in the first half, and Auburn made 2 huge runs, like 20-2, 20-4 type runs.
Yeah,
it was just too much. But that game was a lot more competitive, in my opinion. I don't know, man. That team is so fucking good, bro. Like there's gonna be one where they drop one. I don't know. Like I just feel like I'm not gonna see it coming, to be honest. So I can't fade them. I really can't.
Okay.
Is it crazy to say it's Ole Miss money line or nothing? Am I crazy to have that thought? Like I don't know. So. If the game's close, I think they're winning. But if it's Auburn, it's probably by 20.
I think that's how you have to kind of fade Auburn, honestly. If that makes sense.
Yeah, like if you could get an Ole Miss plus 220 out there, put a half unit on it, I don't think that's that crazy.
I'm just looking. 250 for a team that's lost one game. I mean,
they just have everything.
Is this the shortest line you could possibly make this game? That's what I'm just thinking.
So.
Can you make this game any shorter? 5.5. -250 on the money line for a 19-1 team. It's only lost to Duke. Yeah, I think
that's
this,
the most
I think we
respectable
got,
loss out there too.
yeah, exactly. I think, I mean, at minus 250, I think this is the shortest possible line you can make Auburn money line. No, but simply
would say
don't fade Auburn. I agree. That's a good rule to live by this year.
That's
Um,
a perfect late piece though, huh? Auburn minus 250 and the big 2.5.
I'll somewhat push back a little bit. I think stake on the ML or nothing thing. I think we could,
This is true.
or not push back, but a different angle. I think we could genuinely get a better line with Mississippi potentially to this game. I mean, do we really think Ole Miss is going to be? Yeah. Do we think Ole Miss is going to lead this entire game, even if they do win this game? I would say no. Like,
Depends
I
on
think Auburn
Buffalo.
will be up by 2 to 5 points at some point in the first half. Grab Ole Miss for +8, +9 potentially.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just feels like a game you could get more value. Like, this is just like the shortest line you can make it. Might as well wait and see, and it's not worth to get in on this number. That's kind of my opinion, but
Yeah.
could be wrong.
Yeah.
Good spot for Auburn to be coming off one of the worst teams in the SEC, right? So, yeah,
Yeah, but
take Ole
that
Miss
was like my
after Auburn
point
run.
too. I mean, MJ, we were watching it. You know that game was more competitive than the box score shows.
Yes, it was. I mean, LSU was, their offense just looked better than it has before, for sure. I mean, we haven't really seen them hit shots like they were doing consistently that last game. Daniels with a sub. Thank you, brother. With Prime. That's awesome. Easy greens today.
Shout
Let's
out
go.
my dog Logan Paul.
Wow.
I'll see you.
I mean, he's King Brain Rot sake. That's my new nickname for him. All right. Going through a little bit of mud here. Bear with me.
Yeah.
Florida State, Boston College. Hold my
Perfect
hand.
way to get out of the mud.
Yeah, right. I think we have to take first half team total simply off principle. I mean, 15 points in their last first half. They couldn't hit fucking water if it fell out of a bucket. I mean, this team looked horrible. I mean, I don't know anybody who really would want to take an over with this game. I know Boston College has been scoring recently, but I feel like they still have that tag of being an under-heavy team. They've been running a little bit this year. And Florida State's coming off probably one of their worst offensive performances of the year. Not surprised that the total's moving down a bit. I mean, who the hell wants to back this over? I think that's probably the play in this game. If I had to take something, I didn't get the counter yet, but that's my opinion.
It's moving down too, right?
It's moving down point and a
Yeah.
half.
Well, I'm just
I'm
saying,
not surprised either that it's moving down. I'm surprised
me
it
neither.
opened that high though.
that's what I said last night. I said this. I think this total is fucking sky high. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
these two
Opened at-
teams fucking blow, especially offensively.
It was at 148.5 last night. And I was like,
Yeah,
who in
I
their
think it's
right
the most
mind?
obvious
I mean,
under on the board.
Florida State just looked horrible against Virginia Tech. They
Yeah.
couldn't score against Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
And you have
Florida
Boston
State
College.
team total or full game.
I mean, the only thing that sucks is that Boston College is coming off an OT game where it was like NBA box score, 96 to 102 to UNC. That's the only thing I don't like. But at the same time, look at that total. Look at what
Mhm.
BC and UNC was. 148. Same exact total. Same exact
Everybody
total.
was with you. I didn't see it. Feels like.
Yep. But I think it's crazy that Florida State Boston College is opened at the same number that UNC Boston College was. I think that's nuts.
So maybe it's Florida State team total then.
Isn't this game to the left kind of gross since it's on the screen? Vermont, am I reading that correctly? They're 4 and
Oh my God.
4
Yeah.
and 16 against the spread.
Take Maine. Dude, I'm telling you, that shit does not hit on Saturdays, bro.
Oh my god, that's gross. 4 and 16 against the spread is fucking crazy.
See, this is a play I would play on Saturdays, and this is a
And it would
play that
lose.
would lose by 15, like every fucking mid-major.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
I will say though, Vermont is typically a team that is much, much better at home. Obviously, again, yes, most college teams, but that team's night and day in my opinion.
4 and 16 against the spread is fucking crazy. That's got to be close to the worst record out there.
I took them versus. I took their
probably.
team total versus Buffalo early, really early. Some white dude on Buffalo is actually fucking Steph Curry. Guy looks like I don't even know what to call him, but I don't know. Vermont is. That team is weird because they've been like kind of wagons in the past few years. Like they were ATS demons at home.
All right, before we move on, I need
I think
a
Maine's
college
solid.
player picture to post. Ideas, chat.
What team?
Anybody.
Shane Larkin, GOAT.
Anybody.
Wait, you're
Doesn't
betting on
matter.
Kansas? Oh, Mario Chalmers.
Ooh.
It's a crazy pull. Yeah, so we all lean Tennessee. It's because of guys. Line is dropping. Zakai Ziegler's out. And
Wait,
it's
who's Kansas playing again?
Kansas playing Baylor.
Taylor.
Baylor.
I'm fading Kansas. I don't know
Oh
if I can
my
put
god,
Mario.
bro! Tyson Walker is so good, man.
This is a
Marshall
sick
Henderson.
photo, man. Dude, just old school college basketball jerseys were just so fire. When they were
Yeah.
baggy, bro, so sick. What year did Mario Chalmers play in college, you think? Was this like 2009?
06
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Dude,
He was
yeah,
on the Heatles.
with
The Sun-
LeBron. Yeah.
the early 2000s, like 2000 to 2010, that was like
Oh,
the
it's
and
crazy,
one
bro.
baggy. Yeah, those so
Kemba.
sick. So sick. All right. We can move past these games.
This is probably a dumb question, but I'm blanking out. Where did D Rose go to college? Let me just
Memphis.
mention them.
Memphis,
Yes.
yeah. It's a really cool picture of him that I posted the other day. With I forget what coach. I'm getting his name. Kansas State, Iowa State. Royal, do you want to take the mic first?
I mean, I'm getting a little bit of second thoughts just because it is a very obvious bounce back spot against red hot Kansas State, but I know Iowa State's disgusting. I don't think people are going to have a problem laying 14 now, but I don't know. Is this like a Kansas State team that's just unfadable right now, which is crazy to fucking say? But I mean, I definitely lean Iowa State, man. You're getting Kansas State off some good wins, Iowa State off overtime loss, but like that's kind of the thing. It's not really that bad of a loss for Iowa State, which kind of is making me push back a little bit, if that makes sense.
Here's what I'll say. Do you notice anything? Look back at Iowa State's games and look what
Yeah, you
happens
told me
after they
that.
allow 80-plus points.
Yeah,
Or even
it's
70+.
Strap City.
To me, I think this Iowa State coach focuses heavily on defense after any kind of performance lackluster. You look at Texas Tech, a game where they let up a fat amount of points. Following game, they strapped Kansas to 57. Then they play UCF. They let up 83 in what was in a rout of a game. Really fun to watch. Go to ASU, strap them for 61. So they're coming off a game where Arizona just hosed them, obviously won in crazy fashion. I don't think Kansas State breaks 50. I'm not going to lie to you. Kind of feels like the spot where you can back Iowa State's defense and move on with their life.
Yeah, like I said,
I mean, you get Kansas State off one of their best offensive performances of the year. This team is not a good, efficient offense. They're playing OK State and then put up 73 on WVU. I mean, you're getting them off 2 wins, something they usually don't do. They're 9-11, 7-11. Look at that. Right before these last 2 games, and putting up season highs in terms of scoring. Now playing an Iowa State team on the road. How the fuck do they score? I don't know. I don't know how they score. Team total at
that's what I'm saying.
64
Do
and a
they
half.
just stay hot?
Who? Kansas State? I don't think you stay hot against the Cyclones on the road.
I
When
agree.
you're Kansas State. They're horrible. And they've covered in 5 straight games.
I'll tell you what I did take, just because
This
I
is
can rest my head. I took Curtis Jones over points. He's coming off, like, I don't know if you watched the game versus Arizona. He made 1 basket. This is a guy that averages near 20. So I just took him. If it's a close game, it should be, I don't want to say free, but it should have a good chance fitting. If it's a blowout, hopefully it's because of him, but I don't know.
Curtis Jones is a dog.
Yeah, I just took that 19.5. I'm
Okay.
getting bad vibes in the Iowa State spread. Because, dude, if they win by 10, like, they're fine with that. You
You're
know?
only getting bad vibes because it's moved 2 points.
No,
That's the
dude,
only
no.
reason.
I like Fading's team. I love Fading's team. I did it.
I'm getting bad vibes for you, to be completely honest. It does
Yeah.
feel like an obvious bounce
It
back.
feels so easy, yeah. Like,
Okay.
I like your look more, MJ. If you really wanted to play this game and you really wanted to back Iowa State, it would be defensively.
Yeah.
And somebody said in the chat, but I 100% agree. I don't think anyone's trying to click Kansas State plus 14 here in this bounce back
That's
spot.
true.
Personally.
That's
So yeah,
true.
the team total under or nothing. I'm staying away from this game.
True. I think their team total has actually moved up a point. So, okay, maybe I'm wrong there. Click Kansas State.
Like I said, it really could be this easy, but like you're getting again Iowa State off a loss, and you're getting Kansas State playing their best
wins.
basketball on the road right now in an obvious obvious fade spot, obvious bounce back for Iowa State. Like, feels a little too easy for me.
Okay.
And this is a team too, Kansas State, that nobody is, even despite how they're playing right now, nobody gives a fuck. They know they suck, or they think they suck. Maybe they are turning it around. Point being, everyone loves Iowa State. Everyone hates Kansas State.
Okay, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, you look back. I mean, Iowa State's covered against some pretty ratchet schools. You know.
Oh, for sure, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Kansas State TT under, Nikki Gambles. You're just fucking trolling me, bro. All right, fine. I won't post any team totals anymore. I'll just keep them myself. It's fine. Wisconsin, Northwestern. Kind of want to back Northwestern off a really bad loss, losing to Rutgers outright without Dylan Harper. I mean, that is losing to Rutgers without Dylan Harper. I mean, I know Ace Bailey dropped 38, but that's a feat in itself. Feels like a spot where we can back Northwestern when nobody really wants to. I mean, this line seems short to me. Wisco is a team that's been really, really courteous to bettors. This feels like one of the grossest buttons to press today. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's at +1.5 most places. Who the fuck wants to take that? That's my thoughts initially on this game is, but it might be even too gross for me to take. Wisco is so annoying if they agreed.
I would have loved it if Wisco covered against Maryland. They were like covering the whole game, and then obviously Maryland pulled away in the end. If Wisco would have covered that game, I would have fucking loved Northwestern here.
Mm-hmm. So you're not going to get there with anything here?
All right, leaving Northwestern, I definitely get what you're saying. I think nobody would want to press that. Nah, I don't know, man. Wisco's giving me a weird vibe here.
Yeah, they're tough to fade, like someone said in chat. They might be the black magic voodoo team that you just stay away from unless you're backing them. So it's fair. Still lean Northwestern.
Dude, what is going on with these props? Yeah, I just got this out. Dude, I took Brooks Barnheiser. 14.5 on MGM. Guess what he is on every other book?
15 or 16?
17.5. So I was trying to get that
tweet
out. I didn't have that repeat with fucking Salas, but I mean, yeah, I'm taking that all day.
What was his last few games look like? Was he coming off any stinkers or what?
Oh, yeah. Quite a few.
Yeah, I like that spot.
You ever watch this guy play? It's like, it's just funny.
He's a beast. I like Barnheiser. He plays good defense, too.
It's a funny dude to watch. Dude, he's been crazy. Tanji?
We got a little bit of mud here. Oh, wow. A lot of mud.
Yeah, 147 games. I feel like this shit had to come.
All right.
I don't want to say this isn't mud, but...
You're squad.
This game.
No.
Squad.
Yeah, it used to be like 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, two recently. At all is enough to be bad, honestly. But Utah coming off an outright win, correct? Was that their last game? Oklahoma State favored. It's not something you see every day, but at the same time, Utah's terrible, and I think a lot of people know that. Is this a spot where we can take Oklahoma State? They have put up some decent performances at home this year. Crazy shit tends to happen, but anyone getting there? I'm assuming no. Feels like the spot to back Oklahoma State, but at the same time, feels like people, if there's any team they'd be comfortable with backing Oklahoma State against, it's probably Utah.
Exactly.
So couldn't get there personally. If Oklahoma State was maybe on the road and favored in Utah, that's definitely something that would be weird and I'd have to take. But this kind of gives me a little bit reminiscence of Kansas State, which is of last Saturday, I believe they played, when Kansas State was favored after all those losses to West Virginia. Right. Kind of feels like that. I know Cincinnati's not great, but it's still a good win for Utah's sake. So thoughts here?
No, I think you nailed it. I'm going to sit this one out. If this is a game where OK State wins 15 plus in a sharp spot, so fine with not having any action in it. Yeah, like you said, I mean, who's really gonna nobody believes in Utah either, so I'm good on that one.
This is what I wanted to bring up. What T Rain brought up. Is anybody fucking trying to bet this over?
That's a good point.
Did that Cincinnati game go?
I will say, almost. I had to watch that Utah game because I had a prop. They were obviously god fucking awful before that game, the last one. Their offense definitely looked better. Still ass, but like this could be them making a little run. And Oklahoma State, obviously, we know the spot there, and so yeah, over is probably the best look.
Also, I'm just gonna say it, kind of like Utah.
Yeah, wow. I agree.
Yeah, some of these road short dogs on the road, like can't just be all these home slight favorites. And this looks like a spot where the road dog comes out. Personally, for me, I like Utah a little bit.
The Utes are going to start rolling. Okay, maybe they turn their season around here. Yeah, no, definitely. That's kind of the point. That's why I stayed off of it for sure. All right.
I think when you look at the Nova game, like how many people really want to fade Creighton? Probably not many. How many people want to fade Utah? Probably a lot.
Yeah, people are probably fine with that. Cool. All right.
My dog's Ohio. Corn Respectors right there.
All right, I'll be listening. I just need to run to the bathroom really quick.
Yeah, I mean,
this is the perfect one to follow up with, though, because it has to be Oklahoma, right?
It has to be.
And that's even more of a reason why, like, some of these Utahs out there got to win, because you got, like, we like Villanova, we like Oklahoma, I like Tennessee personally. These are these short home favorites. They can't all hit. But Vandy off the Kentucky win, and Oklahoma just lost to Texas A&M. Is that correct?
That's correct.
It feels like Vandy will be one of the trendiest short road dogs on the whole slate today. I'm pressing Oklahoma for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I wish they weren't 150, but I might end up laying that. You know how this shit goes. It's either this team wins by 15 plus, or they're gonna win by 1 or 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think MJ really, really liked the team total. Yeah, he did.
Is it Vanderbilt team total under or Oklahoma team total over?
I'll tell you what it is. Don't you worry. Oh, it's Oklahoma TT over today, baby. No,
that's probably my favorite one for you, honestly.
It's disgusting.
I'm just gonna say, MJ, you came back with like that D-Gen bathroom break energy right there. Just gonna throw that out there.
True. Fuck. No allegations, please. No allegations. No, but I was listening to you guys, completely right. But the one thing you guys didn't mention, the fact that Oklahoma's TT is set at 77, and who did Vandy just play? UK, and they held them to 69. So why would Oklahoma be able to score 80 if Kentucky couldn't do it against this Vanderbilt team? To me, that was the thing that really stood out. It's not like Vanderbilt's defense is fantastic, but they are coming off a game where, you know, they strapped up a good offense. And not to mention Oklahoma, I mean, 68 against Texas A&M, 65, both being on the road. No way. Way to team total. Do you guys want it or not? I'll shut the stream off right now.
This is the good one.
That's why I said it's probably my favorite one.
Yeah. Do you want me to shut off stream? I will. I'll pull a Jeff Rosa. I'll pull a Jeff Rosa and shut this shit down. I'll turn this fucking stream all around. I'll send you guys to fucking Twitch limbo. You guys are the gulag. No, but all right, yeah, Oklahoma TT over. I'm yapping. Yeah,
I'm waiting for the TTs, prop lines to drop. I want to get someone on Oklahoma.
Totals moved down a little bit. Don't really care. Michigan, Rutgers, or anything else on that game before we keep going?
No.
That game's disgusting. Genuinely disgusting. Is Ace Bailey going to drop 30 again? Probably.
I'm assuming Harper is
going to destroy them.
I was going to ask you that.
Open at 5.5. I don't know. I'm about to see.
Well, is Golden in or out too? Because that could be why. She was out last game.
Harper out for Northwestern. I don't see anything. Does anybody know? Chat. This is what chat's handy for.
Wow, got a Florida backer here. Okay.
Man, it's so sad about Harper, man. This sucks. It's like, as a Rutgers guy, like, I barely got to watch him play, and he's hurt or sick. Like,
I was gonna say, they're not going to rush him either.
course not. He's not going to
They're not
risk
going to
hurting
rush him.
himself, especially with an ankle
He's going
sprain.
top 5.
I don't know.
There
What
he
you guys
is.
think?
Oh, Matt, you're here. Give your K-State pitch, please.
Oh, yeah. We'll scroll back to that. One sec.
Well, yeah, I was going to have to scroll back, but I was going to have him give his pitch.
Oh, okay.
That's
Saves
the
me
one.
some effort.
Yeah.
Actually curious to hear that.
Dude, I want Trey Turner home run. Fuck. Dude, I want to talk about the Texas game.
Come on, Matt.
We can move to the next
Get over
game.
here.
I'm
We can
sure
go back.
we can move to the next one.
Thoughts here, Michigan Rutgers, before we move, bro? No?
Nah, like those two teams, man.
Got
I
nothing
just
from you.
fucking tell you Trey Turner in, bro. Are you kidding me? Fuck you, AP.
Louisville G-Tech. I mean, goddamn. This Louisville team might be the hottest team in college basketball right now.
They definitely are. I wanted to ask, because we were talking about MJ before we start. Steak, do you think this line is like a tiny bit short? Like the tiniest, like
that might
a
work.
point or two short?
The Louisville game?
Yeah.
I just think it's Vegas is having a tough time because they don't respect Louisville and they just fucking keep fucking surprising them, and they're having a real hard time with Louisville games. Like, yes, I think it's short, but I also think like a month ago or 2 months ago, if I would have said, hey, Louisville's going to be favored by 10 on the road in a conference game, you'd be like, what? Against who? So, yeah, at this exact moment, I think it's a little short, but then again, I just don't know with Louisville.
Yeah. I mean, MJ said it perfectly. Or was that you? Whoever said they're the hottest team in basketball is a fact. I mean, I don't know if you've watched them, but they're fucking nasty.
Yeah,
Like,
they are.
they're
That's what
good.
I'm saying.
Chucky Hepburn, I know everyone hates that dude, but he's playing some insane basketball, and everybody's feeding off that. And they get so many O boards. Defense is great. Shooters everywhere. I mean, this team is on fucking fire. Now,
Every time I've faded, I've lost. Like, literally every time I've faded.
That's what I'm saying. Wouldn't it be funny if little old Georgia Tech is the one to take them down? But I ain't doing it. It's just so hard to back Louisville. You kind of just have to like, oh, Louisville plays, I'm taking them and move on. That's how you have to do it. You can't look into it. You can't read into it because they cover every fucking game lately.
Yeah, I don't think fading them sounds fun. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Looking at since December 14th, they've covered every game aside 2. And that was
what were the
against
2 non-cover?
Virginia, where they won by 14. Spread was 15. And then this is EKY. I don't know what was. It was probably the look ahead to UNC, but it was 20 minus 21. They won by 2. So honestly, that's even better because they've covered almost against every big school. So
we talking about Louisville still?
Yeah.
Yeah, just saying, like, how do you fade this fucking team? Like, genuinely. Oh, saying you hit it spot on, dude. Like, this is the hottest team in basketball.
This is the Miami of a few years ago, or last year, or whatever that year was.
Yes and no. Yes, because they cover every game, but I feel like Miami wasn't that hot. They were just like scraping by.
Covering or not, I mean, this team is.
Yeah, covering, yes, but dude, Louisville is dogging teams, bro.
Yeah, nothing I can really get there with. I mean, we know Saturdays are weird and shit happens. I mean, so I wouldn't be surprised if G-Tech is randomly competitive, but
what's with this baseball shit? Get the fuck
yeah,
out
that needs to stop immediately.
No more baseball, bro. Aaron Judge over bases. Next.
Please. We have like 2 months before we are forced to do that.
I can't wait to lose all my money this summer betting baseball.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. Bookies rejoice.
You gotta fucking fade yourself in baseball, like actually.
Kind of like Cease over 6.5 Ks. You're about to be banned.
You're banned.
You're banned, brother. Georgia, Alabama. Thoughts here? I mean, Bama laying a pretty fat number for Georgia.
I think it's huge, yeah.
I think this total is pretty high. I know it's Alabama, but Georgia's a team that really doesn't score consistently 70 plus. The only time they've really been, I think, impressive in a lot of people's eyes was versus Kentucky, which is a very similar scheme to Alabama, right? They both are run and gun teams. I was looking at Georgia team total, but it just seems just so gross of a number to back a 12-point underdog on the road to score even though I know it's Alabama, but I don't know. I couldn't get there with anything. I somewhat lean points, but that's pretty much it.
Trying to think how people interpret that Bama win against Miss State, because Miss State played fucking awful. Bama didn't. They had their moments, but I feel like it wasn't like a dominant. I don't want to say dominant, but convincing win.
I think that's a big win, and they burnt a lot of people. So I don't think many people would want to fade them going into this game. Is what I'm thinking. Anybody that took Miss State is not taking Georgia today. Oh, no doubt in my mind.
100%.
A lot of people took Miss State, and we were saying on stream how we thought it was a duping, and it ended up being a duping. Because Miss State's, they're just not them, in my opinion. Georgia moneyline next. It's weird, but it kind of feels like a game where Georgia's extremely competitive to me.
I'm just all the hype around Georgia's dead.
Is this line huge? That's the question I'm asking myself.
I think this line perfectly correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think this is what I would expect this line to be when I woke up this morning.
Okay.
And I would say this: if you thought Georgia was going to be competitive, personally, I would take Georgia first half and then see how it looked.
It's a good point.
I don't hate that.
Because, God, I feel like eventually Bama's going to pull away in this game, dude. I really do.
Can Georgia hang around in a shootout? That's the question.
Not really. I mean, like I said, the only – oh, go ahead.
No, that's what I was just saying. I don't think they can.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a tough one in my opinion. I mean, because, like, how do you
6 and 14 to the under? That just shows you how many times they're in shootouts, huh?
That's a good point.
Rarely ever. All right. 159 tells me it's a shootout, or Alabama scores 100. One of the two.
They might, dude. They might score 100.
They might.
They didn't play that good against Miss State, so could be due today.
I mean, Alabama might be a team that we just kind of avoid getting in front of too. UC Irvine.
Weird.
I mean, this is a team. I think this is the best ATS team in college basketball right now. Is UC Irvine, 15-6, if not the best, definitely in the top few.
There's another team out there.
Every single game. Taking over an UGA game is uncomfortable. I agree. Even though it's Alabama, it still feels like it's uncomfortable. Anything here from you guys? I like Boise State team total a bit. Nothing crazy, but I like it a bit.
Nothing.
Okay.
I don't hate that. I'm not like I lean Boise, but like I'm not laying 19.
You're fading Fresno at the end of the day, so it's not much of an edge, right? I did want to bring this game up, VCU. I mean, anytime I see this low of a total with this fat of a spread, it makes me lean towards the favorite. Any thoughts here? Do you guys look at this game at all? I mean, you got VCU, a team that honestly made a lot of coin for me this year, and they're coming off a loss as 5-point faves against St. Louis on the road. Coming home, laying 20. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the fattest spread that they've laid other than playing 10 earlier in the year and Bellarmine in the season opener. But I think this is a huge number. For this low of a total, feels crazy.
If they're not a Power 5 school, I didn't look at it. So, Steak, I'll pass.
Yeah, there's not much to say. It's VCU just lost to St. Louis, who's terrible. St. Louis got smacked up kind of by Dayton yesterday, just to show you that loss to St. Louis is a bad loss. I don't think it's an obvious bounce back personally. I think this is an insanely fat spread. I don't look at the splits much, but seeing that 72% is on Richmond kind of sounds on brand, because how big could you make a spread to make 72% of gamblers bet Richmond, who is, am I not mistaken, is that 6-13 against the spread?
Yes.
So they made the spread so fat that your average everyday gambler is like, yeah, I'll take the team that is 6-13 against the spread plus 19.
Right.
I don't think anyone in their right mind feels comfortable pressing VCU here.
Yeah, and VCU is a team that Jeff really likes to actually do well in March as well. He thinks has a contention that is in an Atlantic 10 conference that doesn't get to really showcase. I mean, they have no control over their strength of schedule. At the end of the day, they handle business against less superior teams. So I think they're a sneaky team in terms of March, and feels like a good spot to back them. So I think I'm going to add it to my card. Feels like
I think I want to
overlook. Yeah.
Are you going to take the spread or team total?
What do you think? I think 19 is probably the way to go, just because with such a low total, I don't want to kind of roll the dice. But at the same time, VCU's coming off 69, 75. Their TT today is going to be at, I believe, 77, if I'm doing the math right. I wrote it down, I believe. Yeah, 77.5. What do you think?
I think I'll lay the 19 here. Just it's so uncomfortable, but I think I'm going to press it.
I think so too. One thing to mention, though, about the team total, look at Richmond and the last time they've allowed that many points. They haven't allowed 77 plus since December 18th. So that's, 10 straight games in a row where they haven't allowed that much. So
I guess that means the total.
Right. But at the same time, they're coming off 2 overs in the 130s. If VCU hits 80 points, they're probably covering 19 against VCU or against Richmond.
Yeah, it's true. I'm going to take the 19. I'm punching it in.
Okay, let's do it. McNeese, nothing really to say here. McNeese is a decent team. Nothing here. Oh, did we skip something on the right side there? No.
I don't think so.
Morgan State, no. A little bit of mud here. Bear with us. Nice. VT Virginia, first thing I wanted to do was take an under. I mean, you have Virginia Tech off an outright win, something they never do. And then you have Virginia, who shot lights out. I know it was Miami, but still put up a fat margin for Virginia offense. Saw the total move down a point from 125.5 to 124 now. I feel like this is just a no-brainer Virginia under, to be honest.
Yeah. Damn, Virginia Tech must be so bad for Virginia to be 4.5 points. Crazy.
They're terrible.
They're terrible.
I mean,
I like the under. I like the under.
I think the under is just the no-brainer play. You have VT putting up 76 against FSU. I mean, they don't win or put up that margin. They won as 11-point dogs. I mean, just feels like a nice spot to fade both teams. Virginia off that, just that's a pickup game against Miami, So
Miami's the worst.
All right, cool. I like that under. BYU UCF. This line is moving crazy towards BYU. You think it's just because tickets are coming in on them? It's back to minus 120. Okay. I have minus 125 punched in already, or at least written down. Thoughts here. Feels like UCF is somewhat on dumbbell theory. BYU off some nice wins. UCF, 3 out of the last 4 opponents have been some really good comp. But what do you think?
I'm boots on ground for this one, so I have to cook something up here.
Yeah.
I think UCF seems like the right play. I definitely did coming into the stream, and I can't tell if I'm falling for another small home favorite in college basketball, but UCF really felt like the right play. And then also, that's a fucking high-ass total. I know these teams score. It's not that I think it's like absurd, but being right around that Alabama total is crazy for this game. I almost kind of want to say UCF and the over.
Yeah, we know how BYU can shoot lights out from deep too, so that's probably what this total is kind of insinuating.
Yeah,
BYU's been shooting really well. That Baylor team looked so bad in that last game. I don't know if I'm getting duped on UCF either. I'm worried about it. I mean, the spot feels like UCF for sure. It just feels like it's a very, very popular play today at a reasonable price. I would have loved if UCF was laying a 3 number. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I probably would have made this 2 units, to be honest. Because, like we said, I mean, BYU is off an upset win versus Baylor, and then you have UCF playing really competitive in Kansas. Had a shot to honestly win that game outright. They covered as 12.5-point dogs, and then at the same time, like playing Iowa State and Houston in a 4-game kind of stretch. That's dumbbell theory in a nutshell right there, right? So I don't know. It also feels that everyone thinks that Baylor's rat shit. So how much value are they really putting into BYU's win against them? BYU 1-4 on the road.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna say they're ass on the road. I don't
know if I'm falling for it. I mean, I definitely like UCF, but I get that heebie-jeebie feeling that you're feeling too.
I was looking, man. UCF is it's hard, bro. They have 3 guys that fucking chuck, and they kind of run with the hot hand. And one of them just dropped like 30, I think.
That's what's scary. They were just competitive with Kansas at home at a reasonable price. Scary, but does seem like the spot. Bro, do you have thoughts on the side or what?
It's tough because, like, I mean, they were beating Kansas that whole game, right? And then I like that they lost for this spot. Then you're getting a BYU team that's notoriously terrible on the fucking
Yeah,
road.
Kansas.
What?
I was just saying the kid at Kansas.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it'd be UCF or nothing for me.
Okay.
It kind of feels scary now. I mean, we all loved it last night, but for whatever reason, yeah, I'm kind of getting second thoughts.
The funny part about UCF being competitive at Kansas is I'm pretty sure Kansas beat UCF by like 50 at UCF.
Yep. We were all too scared to play UCF. I remember the stream.
Yeah.
Because everyone wanted to back Kansas off that double OT versus Houston against a team that they already had beat by almost 100.
Yeah.
Kansas, Baylor. Speak of the devil. I have 2 units on this game. Took Kansas team total under. I know Chad is probably sick of me saying those 2 words.
If they don't like coin, they can fucking shove one.
This is how I find my edges, and it's just simple as that. This is a nasty play. Reminds me of Houston when they played West Virginia, sitting at a number of 70.5 for fucking Kansas against BYU, or not. Against Baylor. Baylor, a team that has looked god awful, and Kansas, a team that has been putting up an insane amount of points recently. The only times going under this margin was in a 2-game stretch recently versus Iowa State and Cincinnati, both being on the road. Now we get another chance to do that, right? We have Kansas on the road versus Baylor. Baylor, I feel like, is a team everyone is counted out at this point. Nobody thinks they're good. And the reason I want to back them, I mean, this line to me is extremely telling. The button I think is the hardest to press is probably Baylor minus 2.5. But taking a step further, I mean, Kansas to not score 70, I think, is one of the nastiest plays on the board. So I got 2 units on it personally. Baylor's defense, I mean, you look at it, their metrics are horrible. Absolutely terrible. They're one of the worst teams in block percentage. Their rebounding isn't too good. Their field goal efficiency in terms of opponents isn't good. Nothing on paper really says that this defense is good. That's what tells me that this team total makes absolutely 0 sense. The fact that they're favored makes 0 sense. So I'm going to have to pay to find out on this one. Their defense is not good. This line is insane.
Yeah. I just think Kansas is mid. And I
really,
yeah, I really do. I don't think they're very good this year. I see a real early exit in March for them.
Wow. Royal, thoughts?
I'm lost on this game. I think that line is crazy with the team total, but this game's tough because, like you said, you're getting Baylor team that is not the same Baylor team as past, but same with Kansas, bro. Like they're not good. They're good because like they still have elite talent, but like they're ass for a Kansas team. So
I somewhat disagree with y'all. I think Kansas is somewhat decent. I don't know.
Yeah,
in
the grand scheme of things, yes.
Think.
But they used to be a team that was borderline unbeatable.
True. But I mean, why doesn't Kentucky get that same rap? It feels like people talk too much about Kansas and Kentucky. I mean,
I feel like they're kind of getting they got that reputation. I mean, they had to fire their coach because he couldn't fucking win a game in March.
That's fair. All right.
Kentucky used to be undoubtedly number 1 every year when I was in high school. Wasn't even close.
I think that sounds like a cool ass game to go to, Hefe.
Which one?
Baylor, Kansas. I assume that's what he's talking about.
Oh, definitely.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, literally. Like their best players fucking transferred from South Dakota State.
Wow. Look at USC moving to 4.5 overnight. Probably one of the hardest.
A lot of boots on ground today.
Yeah, Nova.
Bringing my headband.
Yeah, dude. Make sure you loosen up.
They will need you.
Yeah. Ugly basketball, Nova.
Can we agree Southern Cal is one of the toughest buttons to press today? Yes. Not that I'm saying I don't want to get in front of MSU, but definitely feels like it's SC or nothing in this one.
If you bet how we bet, you almost have to press this button, I think, for a unit on USC. I'm just saying. Michigan State's absolutely rolling. They just were like, what, minus 14.5 against Minnesota at home, and they rolled. This line's short. You can fucking yap about it, but I feel like this line is just so obviously short. It's just jumping off the page at you.
Yes, very much so. The fact that it's moved a point towards them as well is crazy. It was crazy at 5.5. It's insane at 4.5.
Yeah.
I still don't think I can do it though.
I can't, bro.
I don't know, dude.
I don't blame you.
This is a Michigan State team that is so fucking good with zero hype around them.
They're fantastic.
Like they're so fucking good, bro. 4 flat.
I don't know if it's Izzo changing his coaching scheme a bit because they're rim running and playing transition offense way more than they have in the past. But not a team I want to get in front of, but Steak, you're right. You are definitely right. This feels like the spot for SC. And, I mean, if you bet like us, it feels like we're obligated almost. Wouldn't be surprised if SC wins this game outright, to be honest. It feels like that type of game.
Do you think this is similar to the Auburn game? Like, do you think one of those powerhouses that just win and cover are going to drop one today?
I mean, how many upsets have we really seen this year? This could be the Saturday of upsets. We really haven't.
Saturdays have been like the sharp spots have been hitting in Saturdays.
Yeah, they have. They usually do.
Yeah, but
I kind of think,
Saturdays where you get
I kind of think Ole Miss is winning. The more I sit here and chat ball, I think Ole Miss is winning this game.
Well, which one's more comfortable, Ole Miss or USC?
USC. Just because fading Auburn is way more uncomfortable than fading Michigan State.
I agree.
Agreed. Money said his gut was telling him all day that Auburn's losing this game outright. I don't know if he got to the counter. Did you see check his card roll?
If he doesn't play it, it's a go. If he plays it, dude, that shit always happens.
VCU, and I'm gonna put a half unit on Ole Miss money line.
Wow,
I'm doing it. Half unit. Who fucking cares?
Let me see Money's card real quick.
I didn't see it on there.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, then it's a go. Bro, Money, I swear to God, he's the best reads that he's too scared to play.
Yeah, everyone's scared to play it, though. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everyone's scared to do it.
Oh, definitely. 100%. And I was going to say, that shit usually comes through.
Yeah.
When he plays it, I feel like it loses in, like... Steak.
I can't comment on that. My DMs have gotten kind of crazy.
Too many dogs of the days.
Yeah, too many people fucking too many people asking for stuff in the DMs.
Spare some change, Steak.
Hey,
Spare some change.
Would you mind tossing me a unit?
Yeah, I sent you the screenshots of that one DM. I'll have to send it to you, Steak, after stream. I can't bring it up, but maybe the most insane DM I've ever received. Bro, I'll send it to you after. All right, let's keep moving. A little bit of mud. We are Mud Warriors. Wow, a lot of mud. I will mention Money Plays is on Kennesaw State team total over today. It's really nasty. That's all I'm going to say about it. You want to play?
Disgusting.
For some reason, you're watching the game and want to play. Ooh, a lot of mud here.
Yeah, Caleb, he's an unknown species, brother.
Anything here with Stanford SMU? Slight lean on SMU for me. Slight lean, but Stanford's been a tough team to fade.
I will say, hand up about Stanford. It's a good basketball team. I said they were rat piss. Said they were terrible.
They're good.
It's a good team.
They got some hoopers.
That center's disgusting, bro.
They got some hoopers.
That guy's a freak.
They went on a really bad stretch earlier in the year, and then they went on a really hot stretch, and it's kind of been fucking with people's heads when it comes to, I think, a lot of people's standpoints on this team.
That Syracuse game was weird, too. I don't know if you guys saw that, their last game.
Someone liked the over here. I don't know if the line is
Does it feel
low.
low to you, though?
Yeah, that's the thing that's kind of keeping me off. I mean, you'd think that this
Somebody
would be in
said
the
high.
150s.
You think it's high, Buzz? Doesn't SMU have high totals and Stanford too?
Extremely, but SMU's offense has been pretty bad recently. I mean,
I
they
guess
put up
that's-
120 on Miami, and then ever since then, it's been pretty bad.
This is on the higher side for Stanford. I figured they would have had higher totals.
I don't like anything in this game. I can't figure it out. I looked at it earlier too. I just cannot figure it out. I think Stanford's impossible for me to figure out
They are.
because they could be good and they could be rat shit, and I actually wouldn't know.
Playing in the ACC will do that to you. Okay, let's just move on from this game. SMU is banned. Boopy Miller should have stayed awake. Yeah, he's been playing some really bad basketball. I will agree with you on that. Pretty much anytime SMU looks bad, it's because of him. It's because he's shooting 4-8s. Texas Tech, Houston. The line was at 11 last night. I think it moved from 9.5 to 11. Don't know really what to do here. Houston is coming off strapping up West Virginia, which is not really saying a lot.
I think this is the toughest game on the board.
I think so too, because you have Texas Tech team total set at a number that they've hit pretty much, I think, every game this year, if I'm not mistaken. But makes sense. I mean, you have Houston holding teams to sub 50 casually. I don't know how to do anything with this game. Last year, I would have taken Texas Tech TT under. But, I mean, it's the under. I mean, how is it the over is my thing. Like, it's always the under in most situations with Houston, and they're coming off
Same with Texas Tech, honestly.
probably the most rock fight game that they're going to get against the Mountaineers on the road.
11, actually.
So, and let's be real, I was on the Houston team total under. That shouldn't have even had a pulse. They scored 39 in the first half and then went scoreless for 6 or 7 minutes out of the second half break. So Houston's offense didn't look good. Houston's defense looked fantastic. There's two ways to look at this game, really. But what do you guys think? Anything?
I have
Seems like no one's getting to the counter.
Dude, this is tough.
You guys are speechless up there.
I'm not betting it. I'll tell you that right now. If you put a gun to my head, I think I would take Texas Tech plus 10.
I was going to say, I think I might play Houston because does Texas, the way I was kind of reading is like, does Texas Tech feel easy at that number? But maybe not.
Against Houston at home? I don't know if they do, man. I think
I'm
Houston
also really high on Texas Tech, so I probably got a little bias in me there.
Yeah.
I mean, Texas Tech is a team people love to glaze. Getting them at this number might be, I don't know.
That was kind of my thought process, yeah.
If it
Like
was,
an
if
ugly,
they were at
low
home,
scoring physical game.
if they were at home, I would agree with you guys, but they're at Houston, and that's what's making it tough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fair.
so wait, this line would be Texas Tech at home versus Houston would be what, plus 3.5? That's kind of that seems short, no? I mean, I know it's Texas Tech, and
Didn't this open at 12?
But no, it opened at 9.5, and it got steamed to 11, and now it's back at 10.
Oh, yeah,
So I
first time
guess
saw it,
in
12.
the way you put it, Steak, you can make an argument it's short because they're either 2.5 or 3.5 if Texas Tech is at home in this spot.
Yeah.
And Houston really hasn't seen that kind of spread except for like the upper echelon of teams. I can definitely see the way you're thinking on this for sure.
I'm not pressing it though, but I'm excited to see how it turns out, but I can't bet this game.
Isn't this total like super low? It's Houston at home, you know? It's what are you really gonna make it? But seems short. My squirrel brain had 5U on Houston DT under last game. So I'll take my money and run. Yeah, dude.
I might just have a little too much bias on Texas Tech then.
Oklahoma State, Utah total moving up, but man, good nugs. That's what we need. Pulse or fingers on the.
That might have to be played.
Nasty, man.
Nobody's like begging, like nobody's running to take that over.
No,
Yeah.
they're not.
Just posting real quick. Sorry. I'll get to a game where y'all can talk about something. Let me get this out.
Well, here we go.
All right. Yeah, I have pretty strong lean in this game. I want to hear what you guys say first.
Should we do it, MJ? Should we go head to head?
Yes, we should go head to head.
Okay. Steak, who do you think's on which side?
Dig that. Hoodies are getting shipped out.
Let me
on
think
Monday.
about this. Let me think about this for a second. Okay. I think MJ is on Texas team total under.
I'm not on a team total.
That's not a team total.
We're both going to be on the money lines. Or
Not a
spread.
bit stereotype this stream. Come on.
Damn, that's tough. I guess I'll say MJ's on LSU and you're on Texas.
I lean Texas, yeah. Because the reason why, I get the box score with LSU, but again, I said it earlier, like they were
Your mic's fucking up, bro.
Is it?
You're
I heard you better now.
They've been pretty competitive with the top dogs in the SEC. Again, I know it says they lost at 13 by Auburn, but that game was much closer. Not that Auburn was a threat of losing, but it was more competitive than it seems. They shot really well. Their best players have been playing really well. Like, to me, they're almost – I think a lot of people could see this game as, LSU's finally due for, a big win at home. And who's in on Texas these days?
Who's in on LSU, dude?
No, that's not my point, though. I guess
this is pretty much a pick-em against Trey Johnson in Texas.
that
LSU
nobody
has-
believes in.
Nobody believes in LSU, bro. They have no
Yes, but it's a
significant
short
wins.
line. It's a short line. though.
Exactly. It's a very short line. I think for LSU, I don't think you can make this line any shorter than plus 1.5 for you're gonna
I
make
agree.
LSU favored at home against Texas? Fuck no, dude. No
I
fucking
agree.
shot.
I'm not-
This is the team that
I'm
beat
not saying they
A&M,
are.
beat Missouri.
I think LSU is fake sharp is what I'm getting at.
Really.
Yes.
I mean, I don't see how you think that. I just don't understand why. Like,
Because they've been playing really well against the top SEC teams. Now they get a winnable game at home with a short line that's very enticing against a Texas team that nobody
what
believes
is
in.
really well? It's just
Bro,
covering
LSU is
double-digit
dog shit.
spreads. Off 3 straight.
They've been competitive. I mean, they beat Arkansas.
So who do you think's better, Arkansas or Texas?
Well, it's tough
Anybody
now.
can
Flan
answer.
now, but
Texas or Arkansas?
Texas.
And they're getting the
Boogie
same
Flan out,
spread.
Texas.
They're getting the same spread LSU is laying or getting against
Right,
Arkansas.
and LSU just won outright against them.
Correct.
So why do you want to go back to that?
They didn't just do it. They lost 3 straight before, recently with that. But
I mean, it was like 2 weeks ago.
I
you
guess-
see my point.
I guess to play mediator, I think that
Break it up.
LSU is the sharp side. Yeah, exactly. LSU is the sharp side. I get what Royal's saying. Like I said, honestly, I said it earlier. Like all these short home dogs or short home favorites can't hit today. So there are some of them that are gonna look like the sharp play, for example, like LSU, and aren't gonna hit. So I don't think Royal's crazy for trying to find spots to attack fake sharp, but I don't know if I agree that this is the spot personally.
I mean, you just get Texas playing extremely competitive on the road against who? Miss State? Or who is it? Ole Miss?
I think Ole Miss, yeah.
I mean, if you lose by 3 against Ole Miss, why can't they go on the road and beat LSU? I mean, they almost beat Ole Miss at home. Why can't they do it against LSU? I don't think there's any comparison to Texas and Arkansas. I think everybody thinks Arkansas is a AAU team at this point, and Texas has had a lot of highlights and a player that people love. So
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
everyone's
anyone wants
also
to
out
tap
on that
LSU,
team.
bro. All right, let's go head to head then. Fucking tap at Texas and post it.
About time you
Yeah,
guys
nobody-
go head to head.
Said nobody wants to tab them. Look at
All right,
fucking 61% on LSU, bro.
I'm posting it, and I have a unit on it.
Yeah,
Let's see if
I'll
you
take
fucking
it right
reciprocate
now.
that energy. All right, let's do it. Let's do
Who's
it.
Brooks?
Wait. Let's bet something here.
All right, let's make things a little more interesting. What should the chat? Do you have any ideas on?
Yeah, chat. We need stakes for Royal and MJ for this bet.
I like this. Let's go fucking head to head. May the best man win.
I guess not to change the subject. I guess Barnheiser just got rolled out. If that changes anything for your guys reading that
Oh,
game.
did he? That sucks.
Yes, Caleb.
Not allowed to wear a hat. LSU
Royal
jersey.
LSU jersey. No hat.
Nah. We're not doing the
Royal has
Waffle
to
House. We're not
dance.
doing
Royal
the
has to
fantasy.
dance.
Oh,
Solo
TikTok dance is a good one, dude.
TikTok dance, dude. TikTok dance.
That's a good one.
If you're really confident, TikTok dance.
I'm not doing TikTok dance, bro.
Pussy.
Texas better win.
Yeah, you guys know what bet to take then today. I'll do a TikTok dance if I lose. I don't give a shit. I'll do it on the street outside in front of everybody. LSU outright. All right, we'll keep going.
Outright is a 1-point dog. It's crazy.
You know what I mean, dude. Like, you dig
All right,
in your
I'm
bag of
locked
tricks.
in.
I'm just making sure I don't have any noon plays. So
Yeah, no problem, Eric. All right, let's restart.
Yeah.
I know
You know what,
Eric's
I've been realizing the noon sharp spots really haven't been hitting. I could be wrong.
Wow. Okay. I would do this.
Shave head.
You'd
Buzz
shave
cut?
head before you did a TikTok dance?
That's crazy.
That would give me an excuse to get a buzz cut. Bro, we wear hats anyway.
The comparison of the two. You'd rather. That just shows how much you don't want to dance is insane.
And tailing all of Beeves' plays for a week would be funny too, because that could go really bad or really good. I mean, it could go really well.
Bro, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Tail all the Beeves plays for a
Dude.
week straight.
I don't know if that might be the worst one, bro.
Holy fuck, that'd be awesome. All right, well, I'm down for whatever kind of risk you want to take here, Royal. So ball up top.
All right, we'll figure it out after the slate. We'll figure it out. We got time.
What time's the game start, that one?
It's like 6 or 5 something.
Yeah, it's gonna be 6 or 5. Yeah. All right. Well, UNC Duke. I
That's what I'm
think this
saying,
is a
bro.
no-brainer spot to back Duke personally. I could be jumping the gun on it, but I really think seeing this type of matchup, it's the blue blood matchup, UNC Duke. Everybody knows about it. This is the fattest spread we've seen. I know I don't like to compare seasons, but in the last 10 matchups, I mean, this line is massive, and I think a lot of casual bettors seeing this line, seeing this rivalry, knowing the history behind it, will think it's a close game. I think, saying UNC can keep it within 13 points. They're not that bad. I think this is just an insanely fat spread for Duke to be laying, and a lot of respect in their favor. And I like Duke minus 13.5. Beeve is on UNC. Nice. He's entitled to his own opinion.
Royals got to tail that.
Yeah.
You were quite confident on the Tigers, huh?
I'm not even playing it. I'm just trying to stir the pot because it's fun.
Dude, that might be the worst one though. Dude, he puts like 50 units every day.
That's why it's so fun.
Yeah. And if Beeve ever caught wind, which I'm sure he will, if that ends up what it's being, he's gonna make it even worse.
Yes. So
Fucking broke, bro.
I think it's Duke. I think it's Duke belt to ass. I agree with what you said. I do think a lot of people will see this rivalry game where it's $2,500 to get in the fucking doors, and people will think UNC is going to keep it close in a rivalry game. But what I actually think is the opposite. I think Duke is not going to take their foot off the gas when they're up 18 points today because it's UNC, and they could end up winning this game by fucking 25 or 30. But I think they're going to absolutely score at will today.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Totally
agree. I
with
mean,
you.
again, we said it with NC State. What was the last game we saw Duke play? I mean, they're struggling versus NC State primetime.
Yep. I mean, NC State was
UNC is
lights
going to
out
get up
for
for this game. Yeah.
I have 2 units on Duke personally.
I mean, dude, UNC's
a smash
defense
spot, in
is
my opinion.
god fucking awful. Like, how are they? Granted, it's Cooper Flag, but genuinely, like, how are they going to stop him? If they double him, their 4 other 40% 3-point shooters are going to be wide
That's what
open.
I'm saying. Like, dude, I feel like you have to. It's
How are they
like
stopping?
it's like a spot I would mostly recommend to stay away from Cooper Flag. But at the end of the day, this guy's a fucking anomaly and in a big spot. His
I think you
line's
got to
at
go
24.
PRAs.
It's at 24.5 his points, dude. I mean,
They're going to have to double him.
good lord.
Literally.
But yeah,
PRA is probably the way to go for him.
Duke team total, can do the math real quick for you. It's going to be at 80 or 80 and 81.5. One of the two. They could probably score 90, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
This UNC defense is horrendous. And UNC is a team that if things aren't going well, they will give up. And Duke, like Steak said, in this kind of rivalry at home, they're going to keep belt ass the entire game. They're not going to let up. So UNC has probably the worst body language I've seen on a team in terms of when things don't go their way, they're huffing and puffing and causing a fit. And that's exactly the team I want to fade in this type of environment. So they should struggle tremendously. Last few games of the slate, I think. Oh, no, never mind. I just saw Santa Clara and Pacific and expected to be at 10 p.m. I kind of like Santa Clara team total. It's pretty square because at the end of the day, we're getting Pacific, but pretty sure Pacific is coming off an outright win. Yeah, they are against Washington State as 11-point dogs. And then you have Santa Clara laying a fat number. Santa Clara is a good offense, but I think an under a radar team in terms of good mid-majors. And you have their team total sitting at, I believe, 82 today, coming off a 54-point game against St. Mary's. So I like Santa Clara team total. They're also coming off before that a 69-point game against Oregon State. So two really bad offensive performances, and it's a team that can put up 93, can put up 103 on Gonzaga. I know that's a game that a lot of people remember when they won outright against Gonzaga, but laying a big number against Pacific, and we've had success in the past fading Pacific off any type of win or close game. The following game, they usually lay an egg. If you look back, they won outright against Washington State in OT, and then the following game, they lost by 40 against Oregon State. So off a win against Washington State, I think it's a good opportunity to back Santa Clara in some fashion.
Another TTA. Also, that's a crazy edit of Garrett Cole, bro. Holy fuck.
That's not edited, dude.
Right. Yeah. Garrett Cole's just a fat, disgusting human.
No fat shaming, bro. Anything from y'all on either of these games?
Now, Pacific is a team I will never touch in any fashion, although I did take a prop. But as far as side total, they always have crazy fucking lines. Never hits. And then other game, San Diego – is it San Diego State? Aztecs. That game was fucking crazy in their last one. They were down by like 25, came all the way back and won. So
yeah, because of Bird, right? He went crazy.
Yeah, he played well.
Sorry, that just went down the wrong pipe. Should I put Mizzou on the card today, or is it more of like a solo mission?
Should.
All right, I'll put it on the card.
I think you should.
I was sitting at the tire shop when I got the Rambo Noti and literally said shit out loud. The guy at the counter asked if I was okay. Dude, when I just got up, it was fucking pest control. Apparently, my neighbors have mice. He said, if I don't bait your house too, and just bait theirs, all the mice will come into my crib. So I could be the mouse king and just not have any traps and just have a fucking army of mice in my crib. That'd be kind of sick.
Dude, what the fuck?
That'd be kind of sick. No.
Mouse King was wild, and then you doubled down with an army of mice.
MJ the Rat King? Yeah, dude, that'd be fire. They're just like crawling on my arms and shit, you know? Like, I don't know.
Rat boy.
I told him I was streaming on Twitch. He's like, what game you playing? He's like, no, I'm a degenerate sports gambler. He's like, oh. He's like, what's up, chat?
Get him to give like a celeb pick.
He's chill. I was like, dude, come say hi to chat. And I was serious, and he didn't do it. MJ would be single very quickly. Okay.
I mean, you want to see my mice?
I have a Hellcat, so. All right, UConn Marquette. Saw it at 6.5 last night, correct? Or am I tripping? Or was it flat 6?
I thought it was 6.
I think it was 6.5 for 6 last night. Yeah. I wanted to take. I'm not even gonna say it because chat's gonna flame me. I was looking at UConn team total under. Bro. Fuck. What do you guys think of this game before I talk about it? Fuck, man, I have a problem.
I don't know. I kept going back and forth. You got anything, Stig? Like,
I'm so excited not to bet this game because on one hand, I think UConn sucks.
Oh, shit.
And this is the worst UConn team in a while, but you still got to pay the UConn tax to bet them. But then honestly, on the other hand, man, I sort of feel that way about Marquette. Like, I kind of think Marquette's overrated and overvalued.
I think they're overrated, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the Big East as a whole is rough this year. And so, like, I just can't find a side I like. Do I think maybe Marquette would be the sharper side? I guess. But I don't know. I don't know how you keep betting UConn, honestly, at this point.
McNeely's back. He's probably. It's hard to call him their best player because Caravan's like a fifth year, but like McNeely's a dog. I don't know.
And he's officially back.
Is he?
No, I'm asking you.
Oh no. They were saying he might be. Yeah, right here. I like it's hard because like Marquette's nasty, right? Don't get me wrong, but I do think they're a tad bit overrated. If that makes any sort of sense.
I do too.
Like they're very, very good. No one's saying they're bad, but this game is one of the tougher ones as well. Marquette's spread.
All right, I'm gonna keep Wake off my card.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but like they're still
They
not
weren't-
great.
I was gonna say they weren't really any good before
Yeah.
6 games ago. So
I lean Marquette. I think their defense shows up today, but I'm not getting there.
I'm not getting anywhere on that game either.
Yeah, game's unbettable, in my opinion.
Miami betters, come out wherever you are.
I was saying last night, imagine.
No. Okay,
No, I
because
know.
we've
No, somebody
said it
says that every
every-
week.
say it every stream. Y'all know we don't even have to say it. We can just move on. This is it.
55% of the bettors.
We'll
on
say
that game
though,
is fucked.
Notre Dame has been burning everybody.
Chat wants to know why you're off Wake, MJ.
Just because it's a noon game and I don't want to rush my card. Simply that. I'm gonna look for them in a better line, live, but otherwise I'll just stay on the sideline. Still lean it though. They're due, MJ. Come on, don't fight it. All right, fine.
Miami's been due since I think he's talking about Miami.
Oh, well, no, that team's impossible to be due. The only thing they're
Yeah,
due
same.
for is Cancun at the end of the year.
Nope. Friends don't let friends bet Miami.
Please stop. No, seriously, please
Great
stop.
saying.
Please stop. Fuck
Dude,
the
I
12 o'clock
agree.
slate. I'm so with you.
I mean,
Nick.
one of Wake and Tennessee is selling, 100%.
I agree.
Yeah. Yep.
Tennessee down to 3, probably because of the injury shit. But Texas A&M, South Carolina feels like I don't know, a point short maybe for South Carolina. Thing about South Carolina, I think people are coming around to them playing competitive basketball, maybe not winning, but this is the most impressive team I've ever seen lose by a possession or two against really good comp when they shouldn't. I mean, how do you get a read on this team? And I'm worried that the spread that finally feels short, that finally sharps, I think will attack with South Carolina, and Texas A&M will kind of burn people. That's kind of what I feel here. Couldn't get there with anything but a slight lean to A&M, honestly. Feels like South Carolina is somewhat trappy in terms of that line. But what do you guys think?
I have a tough time capping South Carolina games, to be honest with you.
Ziegler's out.
I think I have a slight lean to South Carolina, kind of like we were talking about Minnesota earlier. Like, this is the kind of game they're competitive in, and then later in the season they're going to play LSU, and they'll at home, and they'll be 4-point favorites, and they'll lose outright. You know what I'm saying? But this still feels like the kind of game that South Carolina's shown that they're always competitive in. And I don't know, kind of like in the same way with Missouri, I almost feel like you just keep backing South Carolina as a dog, and it's safe. I still lean them, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can see that. It just feels like, I mean, at the end of the day, the line is, I think, a tad short for sure. I mean, South Carolina's usually been 7, 8, 9 against, the upper echelon of the SEC, which is most of it. Yeah. I don't know. Bro, you seems like a lot of games are throwing you for a loop. I need the
Dude, they really are.
confident fucking lean from you.
It's this game. It's the Houston one. And what was the other fucking one? It's more recent.
Ooh. Wow. This line.
I mean, how do you read South Carolina, bro? Like they fucking suck. Like they're terrible.
Arkansas, Kentucky. This went from 11 to 9.5, I believe. I think the total moved down a point. Kentucky obviously is coming off shooting lights out against Tennessee. I don't know if really much changes though. I kind of want to square up and and take Kentucky to score some points. I kind of like the over full game in this game. I don't know. I couldn't really get there with anything, but I don't see – there's two ways to look at it, right? Kentucky shot amazing against one of the best defenses in the country, and now they play Arkansas. It could be a spot to kind of be contrarian, but at the same time, like, Arkansas is shown to be an anomaly in most cases, especially in the defensive end. So
Is this
I don't know what to think.
Calipari back at Rupp?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Kentucky by a bajillion.
That's what I was gonna say. I kind of want to fade that.
Kentucky
by
team
a
total.
bajillion. I like the team total. Look, I like Kentucky pretty much any way you slice it up in this game. So team total over -9.5. I think Kentucky fucking rolls.
A little Calipari nightmare, scorched earth. Down the route for that.
Calipari payback.
I don't think he's that kind of guy, man. I don't think he's that kind of guy. I think John Calipari is a recruiter, and that is it. I don't think he's a dog when it comes to coaching and winning fucking emotional games. Yeah, nah.
Let's
not
be
into
real
that.
too. Like, bringing over some guys from Kentucky last year as well. Now coming
stuck.
back, like, there's going to be a lot of animosity. I don't think this is going to be a lot of respect. This is going to be a lot of animosity, in my opinion. So I
Calipari
think-
doesn't get guys up for games. That's like the truth. I know I probably sound like a hater saying that. He gets really good talent, kids that will be there for a year and go to the NBA, but he does not get the best out of players. And like I said, I don't think he's going to get these guys up from Arkansas. I think if anything, it's going to be the team across the way that's more up for the game.
I'm with you. Clemson, I'm seeing that Clemson total move down a point, by the way. I'm with you with Kentucky, though. I think the team total is probably the best way to go about it. I liked points in general, but probably taking Arkansas out of the equation when it comes to points is going to be a smart thing to do, especially when there's somewhat of an incentive to back Arkansas and the revenge narrative here with the coach. So I like it.
L. Daniels, I'm not calling you out. I'm just curious. What does a game like this mean? Like, give me an example.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, maybe a big road win is what he's saying.
I think a lot of
This is
people
like
are
a-
gonna.
this is like an
convince
anomaly game.
themselves to take Arkansas. I mean, dude, that team is horrible. Like, genuinely
last year.
fucking terrible, bro.
Yeah.
I think this game is unique in itself, though. I don't think – I mean, I know for a fact, this is a return to a school that made his brand and made his legacy. I don't think you can compare this game to anything, honestly. He gets one big road win this year.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Because he's back at Kentucky, I can't compare it, but I get what you're saying.
Last 3 times we played Tennessee as double-digit dogs, we beat them.
Yeah.
So it could just be more of a Tennessee thing with Cal when he was at Kentucky, but I don't want to jump to any conclusions.
I guess the way we were wording it, or especially MJ too, because I agree, is sure, like, those might have happened, but like, he's going back to Kentucky. Like, he's never experienced that before.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and sure, like, yeah, he might have had some big road wins, but maybe this isn't the big road one. Everyone's getting duped on.
Opening at
beat
11.5 too. I don't even have to look at splits. This is the one time I think if the coach narrative was out of the question here, I don't think there'd be many bets coming in Arkansas, and I don't think that line would have moved. Seeing it move from 11.5 to 9 or 11 to 9.5 feels a bit trappy. It feels a little bit baity. Can't lie. It's definitely somewhat scared me off Kentucky when I saw it. So I think I'm gonna get there with the TT.
Oklahoma, Eric.
All right. I feel like this is a great game to back someone prop-wise, Royal.
Like, not really.
How?
One, I don't know who you would take on Arkansas. Maybe where is he? Someone just said it. Like, maybe Adu. I don't even think he has a line. And the problem with Kentucky, who's it gonna be?
You tell me, bro.
That's my point. I
You're the
don't know.
prop guy.
There's no main guy, dude. It's someone new every fucking game. Kobe Bryant literally doesn't miss. Jackson Robinson, because isn't Butler still out?
The thing I think you should do is
Robinson's like his lines are tiny bit inflated because of that. Sure, his volume's gonna be higher, but so is everybody else's. It's like tough. Like,
What's
There's
Wagner's
so many
line?
guys in Kentucky.
I think fading Wagner on his under might be kind of
Well,
cute.
I suck at college unders, so but I don't hate that. That dude. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. No
think
fucking clue what happened to that dude.
There's a lot of talk about Cal coming back by Wagner as well.
Like, yeah, this game's definitely going to be high scoring and shit, but it's like I can't tell you who it's going to be. I think the square one, because for some reason his lines are small, maybe because he doesn't play as much. But I mean, dude, Kobe Bryant is a demon. I think he's like 10.5 every game.
Bro, I guarantee you DJ Wagner is going to be a popular play today. Just because of the
Kobe
narrative.
Bryant got bumped up to 11.5.
He's the one that Calipari brought over from Kentucky last year. I think fading Wagner today on his points line might be a good look.
It's 12.5, so I don't think
Had
he's
13 last game. I think this spot he walks in and it's a wake up call. It's a holy shit. This is a shit ton of animosity towards me, and that's an environment that's going to be tough to score in with all that pressure and all that mental shit going on. Feels like a spot where he's either gonna do really well or come out piss poor, and I think it's the piss poor option. Wagner gonna have Butler guarding him as well. I think DJ Wagner under has to make the card roll personally.
no.
Okay.
Also, chat, if you guys have an ADU line, please let me know because I don't see it anywhere. Please let me know. Wagner's at like minus 135-ish for this under. I'm not taking that.
Okay.
I see what you're saying. It's just one, I suck at unders. Two, it's a lot of juice. Three, he could get that easily, like with his actual talent and the matchup, but he just hasn't done that all year.
Okay. Any word on Carr playing? Let's see. Let's see. Carr.
Chat saying he's probable.
Yeah, he saw 90 seconds versus the Vols, and then he pulled him. Congrats on the sponsorship. Appreciate you, Chewy. Thank you, brother. All right, cool. Probable for Carr. That's a bonus. All right, let's keep going. Somewhat leaned New Mexico before this line moved towards Utah State, but I kind of am thinking that fading Utah State at home is probably just kind of a death wish.
It's
That
hard, man.
game, borderline unfadable.
But
10-10 does not feel accurate.
But at 4.5 opener, that's essentially saying this game is a pick 'em out of neutral, which is, I think, crazy. New Mexico is a good team, great record in terms of their conference. But if a casual basketball watcher is looking at these two teams, I think Utah State is unanimously going to be the team that's better in a lot of people's eyes. And the books are saying they're pretty even. So that made me initially lean New Mexico. And I think the number that they're laying is just a home tax. I mean, you talk a lot about home teams in college basketball stake. This feels like a home tax spread for sure.
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. I agree with what Royal said too. Lately, it seems like a death wish to fade Utah State in general, but you're not wrong.
Yeah. All right. Keep going here. We got a few more left. Oh, your boys, Royal. You're muted, brother.
Interesting. I don't know when I did that. Yeah, it's slightest of leans on Cuse. Like the slight. This is one where it's like you have to pick a side. It would be Cuse. You're getting an obvious bounce back in Cal at home against Cuse team. Sure, they covered, but like, I don't know how to explain that game versus fucking Stanford. That was one of the weirdest games I've ever watched. But essentially, Cal just sucks. Like fat donkey dick.
I think their best player is still out. I'm pretty sure Stojakovic was out in that last game.
You're getting Syracuse best player off probably one of the worst games of his career. So I'm waiting for his points line to drop, but I think JJ Starling is going to light that team up.
Yeah, I don't really want anything to do with this game, but
no, I'm not playing Cuse. I know it's like a bit at this point, but I will be on JJ Starling most likely.
Syracuse is so fucking bad. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about this. This feels like the worst Syracuse team of my lifetime since I've been watching fucking college basketball. They're awful. And seeing Cal lay 5.5, because you said it, Cal's not good. Seeing Cal lay 5.5 against anybody is kind of surprising until you realize that this Syracuse team is fucking bad. And there's just nothing you could do at this point in February to make me bet my real money on Syracuse.
Yeah, I ain't touching it, that's for sure. But Cal is almost just as worse.
You like it. All right. UNLV Nevada, anything? I'm assuming no. Nevada's just brutal
Yeah,
watch. I hate betting on them.
Interesting. for sure.
This is a really interesting game. I don't know what to think of it.
Wow, it's
On
a
one
crazy
hand,
pool.
you got Washington State losing to Pacific on the road on a 3-game losing streak, but they played previously, these two teams, and San Fran lost, I believe, outright as 3-point favorites or 2-point favorites. Now in somewhat of a revenge spot. These revenge spots haven't been hitting. If you remember, Notre Dame lost outright to, I believe, who were they just laying 8.5 to? I'm forgetting. But Notre Dame was just laying a big number, and a revenge spot didn't come through. They won by 4. And St. Joe's was in a similar spot, forgetting the team they played as well. Another situation where they won by half the spread. Is this another situation where San Fran wins but doesn't cover?
I would lean Washington State spread here for sure.
It's like usually the way we bet. I mean, a team that beats another team outright now getting 5 points, like that would initially make me lean the other way, right? But in this scenario, just Washington State just lost to fucking Pacific. I mean, one of the worst teams in the conference, and that's saying something.
Now they're on the road against San Fran's a pretty trendy mid-major. You can call them a mid-major, and I kind of think the spot in Washington State.
Yeah, I agree. Royal, anything? Agreed? Thoughts?
Yeah, I would lean San Fran. Oh, sorry,
San Fran?
Wazoo. No, I was saying because I like San Fran as a team, but I don't like the spot for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when you lose to Pacific, bro, I mean, come on.
Ooh, last game of the night. Thank you for the sub, or thank you for the follow, Pip. Appreciate you, dude.
Love you, Pip. I haven't seen you in a while, brother.
Who was saying? Yeah, Pip is the beast.
Me. I know
you were saying St. Mary's should have opened up his faves, or?
Oh no! I was saying I
That
thought
was
it was
money last night, right?
short. Yeah, I thought Gonzaga would be like -3, 2.5, 3.
I'll actually open this up for chat. I mean, chat, did you expect this line to open the way it did, or do you expect to be shorter, fatter? What do you guys think? I thought it's pretty on par. I mean, these two teams own the conference, been rivals since I've been watching college basketball. And in terms of hype, I would definitely say Gonzaga has the edge. In terms of public perception hype, St. Mary's is sneakily 19-4 or 19-3 this year. They're fantastic. So I couldn't really get there with anything. St. Mary's being at home as dogs is somewhat concerning, but at the same time, it's Gonzaga.
They would not be. I don't think they would be favored.
I don't know. I couldn't really get there with anything in this game. I think it's going to be a fantastic watch, though.
This game always is I guess I should say when these two teams are good. Like I said, I remember, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago when St. Mary's beat him at home with Mahaney and I can't remember. There was like a senior guard with tattoos. He was disgusting. That game was fucking electric. These games are always insane, dude. St. Mary's plays in like a small gym. It's awesome. It's awesome. Say, what do you think about the line?
So here's my thing. I think if you took away the names, St. Mary's and Gonzaga, and it was just Team A with Team A's body of work and Team B with Team B's body of work, you would think St. Mary's would be favored at home, I think, by a couple points. I think the line is the way it is because it's Gonzaga. And you're paying a little bit of a Gonzaga tax. Like, yes, they're rivals, and yes, they're two teams at the top of the conference, but there's a very clear number 1 and number 2 here. And Gonzaga's always been number 1. And if it wasn't Gonzaga, I don't think they'd be favored in the spot. And just going off saying that, tempted to take St. Mary's, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you're right. When it comes to Gonzaga, like, they've had some suspicious losses this year. Pretty recently. I mean, that Santa Clara loss was brutal. And Oregon State to follow that up.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
Gives me a different perspective on the game, to be honest. Feels like Gonzaga still has that hype regardless of the losses, but St. Mary's has the better resume, so it is kind of interesting. So I'm assuming Sharps are going to be on the Gonzaga today with them being favored on the road with a worse resume, I would assume. But at the same time, I think KenPom has this game exactly where the spread's sitting. We're Gonzaga by 1 or 2 in this game. So as a
Depending
Zag
how my
student,
card
we
goes,
probably
I might take Zag. I lean Gonzaga in this one.
We
I
got
like
people
cheering.
in chat from everywhere. That's crazy. A Gonzaga
Yeah.
student? I've never heard of one.
He's
Yeah,
kind of
I
an
think they don't
OG.
exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
he is. I just didn't know he went to Gonzaga.
We had an Aussie listener, some dude from Australia, which is nuts.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he loves college basketball. He was sending me Josh Giddey played on an Australian team. It was the 36ers. He sent me at like 1 a.m. He's like 36ers minus 11.5. I woke up and they covered by like 20. The Aussies love basketball, dude. All right, that's it. How about
Do you two
that?
both lean St. Mary's?
I
If you had
don't,
to.
I don't really lean either way, to be honest. I think you could really get an edge on either
Coin.
side. It's nasty, yeah.
I think
I
it's a
feel like-
great coin flip.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We should do quick like I think a lay and like an underdog lotto.
Sure.
Quick one.
3 favorite plays from each of
Yeah,
us.
quick one.
Sure. I'm down. Royal, start it off.
Wow.
Come
Wow.
on, bro.
I mean, I like Wake, but like, do we want that in a lay?
No, I don't want a noon game.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, well, I'm going to submit Kansas team total under 70.5 for mine. That's my favorite of the day.
Okay.
I'm going to submit Oklahoma money line, and my favorite underdog is Ole Miss money line.
Nice.
The fuck up,
So
DJ.
let's throw. All right, we'll do Oklahoma then. Let's do Oklahoma. Let's do Kansas TT under and Royal. Put the cherry on top for us, brother. What you got?
Or I'll say this: if Royal likes the team total right now, we could do 3 team totals, and you could give me
Yeah, let's
Oklahoma
do
team
that.
total over if you want. The old
Ooh,
I
MJ
did like
special.
that one.
Okay.
So Oklahoma team total over for me.
Okay. Let's do that.
I can't
I love
find
that
this
too.
Kansas game.
I have 2 units on Oklahoma team total under, so I love that. I'm fine with that. Royal,
So what
come
is it?
on. I need something fucking juicy. I need some fucking confidence
me,
out of you. Come on,
Give me Duke.
Duke
Team total over, right?
TT.
Yeah.
Boom.
Duke,
I had to go back,
Oklahoma.
dude, 'cause
and
Nobody.
Kansas under.
We don't want Wake. I like Wake. And I know you two ain't, or MJ ain't putting Texas in there, so I had to fucking pivot.
I like Duke team total over.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Kansas
Do those
under.
3.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm have all those plays on my card except for Duke TT out of the spread.
That's good.
Chat. Steak, as always, man. Thank you for coming on, man. You rock. You make these Saturdays a lot of fun. So appreciate you, bro. Make sure you guys follow us, man. We got to get you to
Appreciate
10K.
I'm getting there. I'm trying to get there by Super Bowl, man. I'm working slowly. It's a
Keep
grind.
grinding. Yeah, it is.
Yep. See you, boys. See you, boys.
Much love, bro. Have a
All
good
right,
one.
peace, brother. Fuck,
Beautiful.
what was the last one? Oklahoma.
Follow
Oh,
him
Duke.
up, man. Follow him up. Steak is a real one. Steak is a dog, must follow. Yeah, and get Royal to 10K too, man. I'm sure you guys all follow him already, but get Royal to 10K. How far away are you?
About 150.
150. Come on, man. What the fuck is Rose's problem? I don't know. Man. That's a great question.
That's just
Like such a good
So
question.
right.
To be honest.
Well, let's see.
You have how much time do you have?
Wow. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that, brother.
Steak.
3 bets. Oklahoma
Over
Sooners
bet.
team total
Okay.
over. Duke Blue Devils team total over. Kansas Jayhawks team total under because AJ Storr turned into a fucking janitor in his junior year of college.
Yeah.
Tennessee line is bouncing around. Yeah. I mean, that game's going to be.
I think I'm off UCF, bro. That shit's sketch.
Actually, bro, it's pretty sick. Thank you. Do you want that parlay posted on Profit X? Sure.
Yes, please, Hefe. That'd be awesome.
That'd be dope. Rose eats Dino Nuggets.
Speaking of Profit X, guys, they were kind enough to sponsor us moving forward. It would be wow. Kansas team total down to 69. How about that? That makes no
That's the number I
sense.
got.
Come on. Shout out Profit X though. We're gonna be doing big shit with them. They're gonna hook us up with a bunch of cool stuff. But guys, at the end of the day, if you guys want to support us, support Profit X. It's gonna be a win-win disclosure. All right. We're gonna talk about it next stream a little bit more. We don't have everything set up yet, but that is the sponsorship. That is the announcement. They rock. Show them some love. Say you came from Ramble. Help us out. Make us look better. Make us look like some dope sponsorship partners. Help us out. Win-win. They give great odds. If you don't know what it is, it's a sports book without the vig, and they don't make money if you lose. It's just a user-to-user experience, and I like that. I want to back a company that doesn't want you to lose. They want you to win. That's cool.
We should do our bet on there.
What do you mean?
Texas LSU.
Oh, head-to-head? I'm so down. Yeah, we can go head. Oh, that's right. You can do that. All right. But guys, you guys have been awesome. We can do a little rave on the outro if you guys want. I need a few test tubes and we'll do a rave. How about that? I need
Real
to get
quick,
all my out, too.
speaking of Hefe, I think we are collabing on Big Purr. NBA has been brutal, specifically prop-wise, like terrible. I mean, you guys probably have noticed. I don't really post them anymore because they are ass. I mean, bro, did you see Quickly last night? Probably not. Emmanuel Quickly just came back. He normally plays he normally plays like 25-ish minutes minimum. Played fucking 15 minutes and he was frying. Not today. Don't they play the Lakers today?
I cannot stand NBA right now. This actually pisses me off.
I thought you.
Seriously, Mike.
Oh, I see.
These guys will not stop betting NBA.
I mean, I've been doing fine with sides.
Fucking NBA props, I cannot stand right now, man. They treat me so poorly.
I agree, dude. I've been like picking my spots with them. Like, dude, Quickly should have fucking cashed. He had 17 PAs in 15 minutes. Just think about if he gets 10 more minutes, bro. Yeah, I know, big fella. It's crazy. 15 minutes? Brother was frying. Like, you can't even... And then the Ja shit with the... Like, Ja ruled out in, what, fucking 20 minutes before game time? Crazy. Yeah, Steph Curry. I don't know what the fuck's going on with him, bro. That shit's crazy.
Oh, stick around, boys. Hold on. I'm here. I'll be right back.
Let me see what Big Purr's line is. I haven't even looked. I've just been waiting for this matchup.
Ew! Talk CBB.
I'm lagging bad. Hello?
You're fine.
Oh. 42.5.
Right.
Bro, it's Big Purr PRAs. That's what that is.
Play some music. Post my card. Bear with us.
I think Jackson Hayes is stopping the big bodega.
What's everyone's favorite play today?
Oh, Kawhi. Dude, Kawhi is... I don't know how to word this. Do you consider... Okay. So obviously, our generation, I guess, the all-time greats, LeBron, KD, and Curry, right?
Yes.
Where do you put... Like, do you think Kawhi is, like, sort of in that conversation?
No,
Obviously not. Obviously, no. I'm trying. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out how to word it.
No.
Those three. No. Those three are on another level. But I'm saying, like, I don't know how to explain it. I really don't. I feel like he's like a. I don't want to say all-time great.
He's on the bubble Hall of Famer. Is what he is.
No, he's a Hall of Famer for sure, bro. He has like 2 or 3 rings already.
I know. It's just like I hate guys that like.
Why next year? I agree.
He doesn't have his tenure isn't, his injuries have just plagued him. That's what's brutal about
it.
it.
You gotta remember, bro. He's been you gotta remember he's been doing this from like 2010.
It's true. I guess he's been in the league longer than I'm realizing.
That's what I'm saying. People like don't remember him very young
I
in the
hate-
Spurs.
And I'm a Sixers fan, so you know I fucking hate him. Like, so I'm
All right,
biased.
fair. Yeah, I want to make it clear. I was not saying he's in the tier with Curry, Durant, and LeBron just for like basketball. Aside from winning, aside from that, like those three are legends. They're walking legends. But Kawhi like needs to be talked about in these conversations. Not those. I don't know. Like the next tier down. We'll say that the next tier down. Like he is one of the greatest all-around players of that generation. I mean, insane defender. You got to remember how well he can dribble with that wingspan. Like it's kind of crazy. I just feel like
Yeah,
he's
he's a
not
freak.
talked about. He's not talked about like that, and he should be. The guy's a fucking winner. Sure, his body can't hold up anymore. I mean, he gets.
Well, I'll
knee
tell you
surgery
why,
every year.
dude. Because his
Yeah, 'cause he doesn't
personality
speak.
sucks.
I mean, dude, that
People like
that
rooting
year
for
on the
guys that
Raptors,
they
bro.
like.
Holy fuck! That was one of
If
the
you
best
like, if
seasons.
Kawhi's your favorite player, like you probably kill small animals and you probably live in a basement.
All right, that's a little over the top. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. There goes
Let's
my
be
phone.
real. I mean, someone like me, like I'm a Melo fan, you know. Come on, I
Melo's
touch
fucking
grass.
awesome, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If your favorite player tells a lot about you, is what I'm saying.
My Chef Curry.
Yeah, he's a little weird and
He
doesn't
wore
talk
out
much.
too.
He's chill. That's the type of guys that Kawhi is their favorite player.
I think he's like starting to. I don't know how to explain it because like I feel like he needs more respect for like his career. If that makes sense.
I mean, he's
Hefe,
probably one
do
of
you
the best
know-
defenders in our generation.
Oh, for sure.
People just don't care about that. So
Yeah, but he also averages 25.
yeah, and I think recency bias has plagued him, right? Because he's been a
Injuries,
shell of
yeah.
himself.
Also, playing with Paul George is probably not fun, as you can see, he's a Sixers fan now.
Yeah, he probably gets lumped into Paul George and James Harden hate.
Honestly, bro, the script's starting to flip on Harden. Everyone's back in on him because he went from
in his 18th year.
because he went from MVP Harden in Houston to whatever the fuck was Brooklyn in the Sixers. I mean, the guy didn't shoot in the Sixers. Now he's playing like a hybrid on the Clippers, and he's really fucking good. He's a fucking all-star this year. I'm telling you, man, Clippers, they're gonna be sneaky.
Well,
They're
he
gonna
was
be
their
sneaky,
whole
bro.
team for the entire year, pretty much. He was just dishing to fucking Powell the entire year.
Yeah, but like he can ISO at this age is kind of
Igor-
crazy.
Igor out for Tennessee. It's not good. It's the only guy that can shoot.
Yeah, he's nasty. Should we run back Gainey? He's good, right?
Yeah, he's fucking horrible. Looks scared out there. Kentucky's at 82.5. It's gonna be belt. It's gonna be absolute belt. I kind of want to end stream, and are the Bucket Boys still doing their space? I kind of want to pop in. So
What time is that up?
I think they're doing it right now. They started at 11. Unless they're not going for long. Let me check.
Devin, you in here? Because I'm fucking starving. Dude, I would kill for some breakfast sandwiches.
Yes. All right, they're still in spaces. All right, cool. Let's fucking wrap up, boys. Saturday streams fucking rock. We've been going for 2 hours and 15, bro.
Yeah, that's a long one.
Woo! Chat, drop some test tubes, please. Please, drop some fucking test tubes. We won't do a rave, but we'll do a little fucking ball out, man. Hold on.
Dude, please, Devin. Please, I'm craving one right now.
Hey,
I
yo.
might have to fucking Uber Eats one.
Pie jobs for everybody, bro. Let's fucking go. Oh, let's fucking win today, boys. Card will
Pie
be out
jobs.
soon.
Money
Crazy.
is not everything.
I want everybody to be
Ghetto
dropping
free,
test tubes,
nigga.
man.
That's what y'all asked for, right?
Cornbread
Everybody
red.
drop test tubes.
Big Curry, what's up, you
It's
fucking
my turn
silent
now.
assassin,
Shit, I
bro?
let y'all niggas do what y'all had to do, you know what I'm saying? This shit crazy, man.
This shit crazy.
Just think about it,
Man,
though.
you guys are showing
Ghetto.
hella love lately. 250 likes
Put a
is
Maybach
nuts.
to the Greyhound, it's my first day out. He used to be the
Dude, I
break
agree,
man, he
bro.
doing burpees now.
agree.
I ain't never cooked the dope, she learned me how I
That's
wake up.
foul.
And go get me some
Come
chicken
on,
on
not the
Thursday,
Dunkin'.
child. It been a long time coming, it was
Not
quick,
the
though.
Dunkin'.
60 months in the feds, it wasn't shit, though. Louis Tim's cost a whole pint of Trish
O's. Rose truck at the airport, I got a dip, bro. I got a bunch of shit to do, it's gonna be quick though. I gotta jump on my little bitch, I'm trying to hit roll.
We know about Rio.
Can't lie.
Tight clothes, now it's big clothes.
Dude,
I had a
even roll,
40-year-old man calling me big bro. $500,000 in deposits, that's for 6 years. Still on the same shit, bro. Keep squeezing till the clip gone. See, got an 8, I got an 8 shit, that's a brick pole. I drunk 100 pints in jail, you can ask Sosa. They ain't never find my phone, I hit it in the lotion. In a drop head ghost, the ceiling by the groceries. Made back $2, I'm putting armor on it. One day I did some bullshit, I know my karma coming. My cousin did some bullshit, now he not my cousin. And I'ma keep it real with you, I pop my cousin. I took a plea and did my time, I am not my cousin. And fuck it, if your daddy told he is not my uncle. Why would I buy a Hellcat and I got Brabus money? I told bro,
why the hell would I buy a Hellcat?
He came back with a full act, he started talking to me. Come around on loose shit, you gon' get steamrolled.
Eve stole the Jen's
when I
meme
got
and
them
called
first
him a
ends, I
grandpa.
put my team on. I bought some cut dope from bro and put some clean on it. This nigga thinking with the money, put a fiend on it.
Alright, I'm getting some good. Go Big Fur. Go fucking Salas. Go Wake. Go Texas. Fuck LSU. Eat rat shit. And yeah, he's AJ Starling.
It's the only thing. I went 600 with
Simple.
one went only chain.
Bye.
About busting a rollie,
Later.
but the rollie punch.
Yeah,
Finna buy some drink from Snoop, then with my Crody
baby.
cane. I just did 4 years, I'm a lonely man. 10 pointers in my Rio piece, I ain't go to Dame. Catch me screaming Rip Quaney at the Notre Dame. The way she get
spent a lot of time,
she
Joe.
don't own the brain. Make it thunderstorm
Slaying
in this
everybody
bitch,
in
we
the
control the
company.
rain. Lane fell asleep, making beats, I'ma go to Dame. We went gold and ain't players on the radio.
ridiculed.
Baby mama fucking
Everyone
up my
on the
moves,
roster.
man, I hate that hoe. Got some
Just
Zambos
contact
for
from the bottom of
22,
your
but they
heart.
shaky though.
I'd like
Why
to
you
take
pass the
this
gun to
chance
little
to
cuz? You ain't
apologize.
shaky, bro. Me and Lou and that
Absolutely
TRX with
nobody.
some gear shifters. I want G in my ears, I don't hear niggas. How you gon' pull up to the track with my kids with you? Scored a cheap for an activist, it cost 12. You want a bow, but I ain't around with paraphernalia. Bring a scale with
What's
you.
up, guys?
I'm a real hustler.
Great stream
I
today.
sell chicken. Send me on a 100-round drum and shot for 12 minutes. Why
Hey.
every time somebody get shot, they say Trail did
Go,
it.
straight.
We ain't in the street shit, we just sell
What's
lyrics.
up, guys?
Bitch,
We'll
pussy
talk
locked
soon,
up,
alright?
it's a
Have a
stale
good one.
biscuit. I got $1 million